Bank is an equal housing lender.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WTOT, W271DM Mariana, WVLQ Port St. Joe, powered by Pepsi, ESPN Northwest Florida. Rise and shine, campers. It's a brand new day.
What a lovely morning.
Good morning, Starshine.
You seem happy this morning.
Morning, everybody. Thanks for coming in early.
The Coach James Hale Show is live and local. Live from the J. Michaels Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Get past the people, get past the hitman.
And good morning and welcome to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. The home of Jim Bob Durant, Ethan Boyd, Big John, Kentucky Wild Man behind the board. And good morning, everybody. Ethan, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing great. CBS has called. Jim and I kind of listened to the conversation. You did push for the doubleheader about in June. I remember in here you talking to the executives of CBS, and I know Rudy's Barbecue's got a lot of pull in the state of Texas. I understand that, but you really last week said you guaranteed A&M would beat Mississippi State, and the game would mean something. Bama and Texas A&M this Saturday night on primetime CBS doubleheader. Of course, I pushed for Auburn. I thought Auburn would get LSU, and we both kind of screwed up. So the game has kind of lost its luster, I guess, maybe.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit, maybe not a whole lot.
I was told that prices have slashed. If you haven't already bought it, which they're probably already sold out, but don't try to resell it. Don't try to resell it.
You want my tickets?
You're not gonna get your money back. Let me tell you.
Anyway, I'm going. Why? I don't know. No, I think still I do. Just remember this: rat poison will kill you. Okay. Last year we were favored by 17 or 20.
Yeah. Something.
And same old crap. They had lost the week before last year
To Mississippi State.
to Mississippi State at A&M.
At A&M.
Their quarterback had gotten hurt against Colorado, whatever.
Yep.
So it's the same thing. And what happened? We got our butt kicked. So don't think it's over. It's never. Look, every week in college football, something's happening we didn't think would happen. Baylor, right?
Yes.
I mean, God, Lord. Hey, Jim Bob.
Hey.
How you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Your picks were.
I'm not picking any more teams from Texas. A&M's hurt me 3 times, Texas twice, Baylor twice. I'm done with them.
Baylor hurt me too, and A&M. You're killing me.
Just when you think they're doing something.
I think Ethan knows what we're doing, and he's betting behind the scenes.
I don't know.
Yeah, it was it's a tough weekend.
Yeah.
Ethan didn't get where he got by being silly.
Yeah,
he knows what he's
doing. There's no doubt about
Kentucky
that.
Wildcats didn't help either, John. What were we talking about before?
I don't want to talk about it.
Extra points, field goals, fumbles.
They were giving gifts away.
Yeah.
They really did. The fumbles.
They were the better team.
They should have won. Yeah, they were better.
Yeah.
The fumbles, the punts, the kicks, I'd
rather be the worst team and win and the better team and
sure.
lose.
Yeah, same here. That's what's gonna happen Saturday, Coach. We'll be the worst team.
It could. Oh, did you hear? Thank you. I want to thank the Buckeyes for this. You know,
What
they do something. Everybody copies them. Tennessee is on the road against LSU. 11 o'clock kickoff on ESPN. Really good football game. LSU people still upset this game's not on CBS at 2:30 or the night.
They'll get over it.
Because they picked Alabama and they picked Auburn and Georgia and A&M. So they didn't like that.
I mean, looking at the slate now, I'll be
you got
upset.
you got an undefeated Tennessee and a 1-loss LSU, and you got multiple losses A&M, multiple losses Auburn Tigers going into 2 undefeated.
Two head coaches might not be here after this week.
But it could be the biggest upsets ever in the history of college football this weekend. You never know.
Could be.
But anyway, what did Tennessee do? Oh, Ohio State wore different uniforms. It worked for them. So what are they going to do? They're on the road, Jim, but when you go to LSU, you wear your home uniform because LSU picks to wear white. Well, they're going to wear their charcoal gray helmets, gray pants, and gray jerseys with orange letters outlined in white.
Those are ugly.
They're
hideous.
I can't. Why do people change their uniform? They're not proud of who they are. That's like getting tattoos. That's like getting your nose pierced. That is. It's like getting your nose pierced.
Right.
That's like having a sex change operation. Something ain't right about you. There's something not right about you, people. I'm sorry. Now, my dad had tattoos. I got to take that back. But the nose rings and stuff like that, I don't get it. Are they, Jim? Are you a cow? Let me see your nose ring real quick.
I have
you
no
got it
nose
closer.
ring.
You took it out.
No.
Let's get a close up of that on Facebook.
He took it out.
No nose rings for me. Or tattoos.
But anyway, I know why they do it. And I started looking up. You and Jason had told me, yeah, Irvin was a Nike representative. He makes money off Nike. They change the uniforms up to sell uniforms.
You act like they do it every game. They do it like once a season.
Why? Anyway, I'll get off that because I know you guys get mad at me.
11 o'clock kickoffs. Let it go.
11 o'clock. That's another thing. Well, yes, to y'all, it's a 12 o'clock kickoff. The great people that live in the South, the wonderful Southerns of the world, it's 11 o'clock kickoff.
Is this Mike on there? Eddie?
Oh, tell him our phone's not working. Does he know? Too late? Okay, all right, let's take it. Detroit, Michigan, Blues scam, whatever.
Wait, is Eddie the only one that won over the weekend?
Hey, I got a lot of respect for Michigan. I'm going to tell you right now, I think they're for real. Go ahead, Michigan, Eddie.
Go Blue, Tri Series representative, put things back to Tyndall. It's Detroit Rock City.
Detroit Rock
Go
City.
Blue.
Go Blue.
Air is rare.
Air is
We're
rare.
going to have 22 back to Tyndall.
Tide.
Mayor and Dunn, listen up to that. Got it? F-22's back to Tyndall. That's the best way to get Steele back on there. Anyway, Penn State is the most overrated team in the country. What? You turn over the ball 5 times, and if they were playing anyone with an offense, they would have got crushed. They are overrated. They should not be 11.
We're going to find out this week.
Who they playing?
Well, they got a bye week. They'll find out next week when they come to the big
Buckeyes.
house.
Oh, that's right. It's Michigan. I thought it was Ohio State. It's Michigan next week.
The Buckeyes are playing Sparty up in East Lansing.
Yeah.
They're going to
And the Buckeyes better be on upset alert because this is a trap game. A Buckeye should win, but Sparty, they're wounded, but you never know.
Wait. Did you say Michigan State's going to beat Ohio State?
I didn't say that. I said Buckeyes better watch out. Listen to me, Coach. Listen to me. And Coach Jim Bob Cooter, you know, weird things happen up at East Lansing with scoreboards and timing and all that crap. You know that.
Ohio State plays really well against Michigan State. I would agree with you normally, but they play well. In my opinion, they're going to kill Michigan State. That's just me.
I'm just saying, just watch out. Because it's up in Spartyville, bunch of cow tippers. So I'm just saying, watch out. They should kill them. They should beat the crap out of Sparty. But this is a game where and anything could happen. That's what I'm saying, Jim Bob Cooter. All right, Coach.
All right. I heard it here first.
This is your Big Ten update, brought to you by Michigan Eddie.
I'm just saying, Penn State is overrated, and Ohio State should go into Sparty and kick their butt, but I'm just saying, this is a prime game for everything to go right for Sparty. They'll pull out a miracle like they did against Michigan, like the last play punt block.
That was unbelievable.
The typhoon that hit the big house, and they beat our third string quarterback. You know, just sometimes luck goes Sparty's way. They are green, right? You know. Anyway, so.
It wasn't a good weekend for the
Your Falcons won, beat Navy.
Yes, they did. Ugly game, but they won. And all I got to do is take care of Army in Texas over in that mausoleum of a ballpark where the Rangers play Globe Life Park, or whatever they call that. So, and then if we do that, we win the Commanders and Chiefs. So, hey, they look good. Hey, Michigan, first time in 17 years they went in Kinnick Stadium and won.
17 years?
17 years, correct. I couldn't believe it either. I had to redo my go look at the stats again. And you know what?
Pretty good.
That wasn't even that close. They got a garbage touchdown in the last minute too, like Maryland did to make the score close. And of course, the score was pretty tight. So what do you say, Coach Hale? Are you gonna start doing that too?
I think they look pretty good. I think Michigan got a
but
pretty
they
good
look
team.
awesome. Did you see that 4 high pressure from the edge? And it was the Alabama 5-star that transferred in.
Yeah, you did. I did see that.
I mean, that was awesome. Amazing. #AMAIZIN, by the way.
Hey, who's going to be – let's change the subject for a second, but still stay in the Big Ten. Who's going to be the next coach at Wisconsin? You going to put your name in?
No, I won't.
Jim's got the answer to this. Go ahead and tell him, Jim.
Who do you think it's going to be?
I think the interim coach is going to get it.
No, he's not.
Well, I didn't really have an opinion on one way or the other until I saw somewhere online that Lance Leipold, who's now the head coach at Kansas, who before won about 6 national championships at Wisconsin Whitewater. He was like the only team that could beat Mount Union, who won. It was either Mount Union.
Oh yeah,
or
Whitewater. They were awesome.
Yeah, every year. So I figured I don't know if he's from Wisconsin, but he coached at Whitewater for a long time and won a whole bunch of championships. Knows all the coaches, knows that area. I think it's going to be Lance Leipold at Wisconsin. That's just what I think. I mean, it makes sense. Now, does that mean it's going to happen? No, but you never know.
They mentioned Baylor's coach also, and I'm like, why would he leave?
Yeah,
I don't see that.
He was a DC at Wisconsin for a while.
Was he really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that. Okay,
yeah.
Well that makes sense then.
Yeah, he was.
Maybe he
Well,
wants
I'll
to leave
tell
or
you
something.
what Coach Leipold's building at Kansas is something special. Now they're 5-0. Would you really want to? Like you're on the top in Lawrence, you know. Why would you want to go to Madison?
If you want to be, if you got. That's like a high school coach. You want to go to the big divisions, or do you want to stay 1A? Yeah, I can see what you're saying. If you stay in the Big 12, the future of the Big 12, they'll probably be able to compete because Texas and Oklahoma are going to the SEC. But if you want to play for the big prize, you want to play with the big boys.
But he probably looks at it as, Wisconsin's competed at the highest level in the Big Ten. I mean, they're not doing as well this year, obviously, but in the past they've done as they've been right there.
He's won 72% of his games.
Yeah, been to the Rose Bowl a bunch of times. I mean, they've been right there. So but I see what you're saying. I mean,
yeah, I'd rather go to the Big Ten. This is me.
Right, we'll see.
Yeah,
but what he's building at Kansas, though, you know, I mean.
Well,
like how many coaches have jumped ship and then regretted the move?
Look, you play in a stadium that holds what 35,000 at Kansas. You go play at Wisconsin, it's sold out every game. You go play at Ohio State, Michigan, over 100,000 people at Penn State, Michigan, Ohio State. I don't know. He's making a point though. You could stay at Kansas for a long time.
Right.
Maybe he's happy.
You got to play some big time
we'll see.
teams.
You're right. We always
and then you know what? If he jumps ships and goes to Wisconsin, everything he told those Kansas ball players to buy into the system, trust the process, and all is a line of bull.
Well, just
if
like
he jumped ship.
Hey, Nick Saban said he wasn't leaving the Dolphins and wasn't going to Alabama. I'm not leaving. I'm not going to Alabama.
He wasn't at that time, at that second. At that very second, he wasn't leaving.
Oh, of course, Coach. Of course,
at that time, he wasn't leaving. At that very second, when he said it, it was the truth. I'm not leaving. I'm not going to Alabama. He was in Miami. How could he leave and go?
That's just not right.
No.
Golly day.
Well,
there are no hard
Leave him alone. Good God. Jimbo Fisher, do y'all want him to go to LSU now?
Hey, but Coach Hale said, they got all those recruiting class, those 5-stars, they're going to be awesome. Didn't I tell you? You can have all the 5-stars in the world, have not a cohesive unit and a team, they're not going to do crap. And who was right again? Michigan Eddie. The team.
All the 5-stars.
Thank you, Bo.
I'll win. Yeah.
He's quoting Bo.
I was right. I was right again. And I was right about Mississippi State beating A&M. What else was I right about, Coach? Just saying.
Sorry, Rudy Tootie.
I wanted A&M to win, but I knew you were going to have trouble with the marriage counselor. Did you see that on SEC? Coach Leach gave the reporter marriage advice?
Yeah.
Go elope. That's my advice to you.
Don't do it. That's my advice.
Are you done?
Well, kind of. I feel better today. Can't you tell? I'm back to normal today.
He's waiting for you to do his ad so he didn't have to do them.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to do an ad. Battle on the beach today. Coach Jim Bob Cooter, I'm inviting you to Surfside at 4 o'clock today. We're playing BPA.
He'll be there.
Battle on the beach. Surfside versus Breakfast Point. Last game of the regular season.
BPA.
Be there, be square. All right, you people. Rudy Tootie, you too.
We got to go. Bye. Call back later.
All right, I will.
If he does, don't
8
answer.
o'clock.
All right, let's talk with some of our great people. J. Michael's Restaurant, Thomas Drive, the best seafood, coldest beer, one day away from that world-famous J. Michael's spaghetti. Stevenson Air Conditioning, hey, I don't care if it's hot. I don't care if it's cold. We got Stevenson Air Conditioning. We got gold. He's unbelievable. That sounds pretty good.
That was good.
Yeah, thank you. I made it up myself. Hey, Stevenson, no, seriously, they do an incredible job. Appreciate everything they do. Buffalo Rock, thank you guys so much for the support here in Bay County. If you're going to have a big get-together, big party, make sure you purchase Buffalo Rock products. Support them. They support your children every single day. If you're going to do a real estate deal, you're going to go to closing, you got to use Chuck Tucker, South Oak Title and Closing, #1. Not even close. No surprises. Chuck Tucker, South Oak Title and Closing. Ethan, what is going on down at Rudy Tootie's Barbecue on Back Beach Road?
It's October, so we've done our cut for a cause for breast cancer this month. So we just started that, I guess, on Saturday. So, all of our large cups went pink, taking donations, and so just kind of starting.
What was it called?
It's we call it Cup for a Cause, but it's breast cancer awareness is what we
Is that kind of a sexual thing, cup? Does that mean like bra cup?
No, because we also do for veterans.
Oh, I thought, my bad. I was thinking something else.
I thought you said cut, as in, cut a big slab of beef.
No.
Yeah,
cup
that could have been it. Could have been cut. How could he get cut? Where did that come from?
I don't know.
That was pretty good. John, you okay?
Yeah, I'm be all right.
All right, good. All right, we get back. Hopefully, we'll have Coach Tillman, Rutherford High School. They got a big one today, this week, Jim. They're going over to be a homecoming opponent for the Arnold Marlins. Big game this weekend. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. We do apologize for the Big Ten update from Michigan Eddie. We're sorry about that. Be right back.
Weather in the Panhandle never stops. Turn to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida and staff meteorologist Tim Root for up-to-the-minute weather reports all day long.
Moving northwestward into the Gulf of Mexico by the weekend.
In-depth storm coverage.
Gusty winds up to 60 miles per hour.
And breaking weather as it happens.
We do have a tropical storm warning.
ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Good Tuesday morning. This Canadian high is going to stick around for a while. No rain expected for today, tonight, and Wednesday. Mostly sunny during the day, mostly clear at night. Low 80s during the day, low 60s at night. And light northeast winds. The water temperature in the Gulf of Mexico is holding at 83. This weather forecast has been brought to you by KHS and Associates, your source for affordable health insurance. For 104.3 and 102.1 ESPN Northwest Florida, I'm meteorologist Tim Root.
It's time to let the fall adventures begin in a new Kia from Bill Bird Kia. Now offering 3.49% up to 48 months on the purchase of a new 2022 Kia Sorento. You can expand your horizons and write your next chapter with confidence in the outgoing and adventurous 2022 Kia Sorento that has the perfect balance of comfort, safety, performance, and technology. Bill Bird Kia is the home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by and see us at 2435 East 15th Street or anytime at BillBirdKia.com. We make buying a car easy and will give you the peace of mind you can trust.
Offer from KM after the purchase of a new 2022 Sorento with $22.36 per month per 1,000 financed at 48 months. Quantities limited. No down payment required. Cannot be combined with other finance offers. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Bill Bird Kia warranty. See dealer for complete details. Offer for well-qualified buyers. Must take delivery from dealer stock through 10/31/22.
We don't know what his problem is.
Quit moaning, we're all hurting.
But it's probably hard to pronounce and untreatable.
That don't feel so good.
The Coach James Hale Show is live and local from the J. Michael Studio. ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, 102.1 Mariana, 101.9 Port St. Joe. Coach Tillman, we got Coach Tillman with us this morning. Coach, how you doing this morning?
I'm doing well.
Before we get into high school football, I got to ask you something. We asked Coach Campbell yesterday about this. I don't know what your thoughts on it. I think it's sad. I don't like the way things are going in college football. You have a contract. Both sides really don't honor their contract. They're firing coaches left and right. We've already lost 5 coaches, and we've only played 5 games so far. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they kept those guys and they went out. Maybe they kept their job. Who knows? But you had Arizona State. You had Nebraska. You've had Colorado, Wisconsin. All these coaches being fired. That's just name some. What's your thoughts on it? Do you agree with these boosters, these money people, what they do? Or do you think the university should – give these guys a longer time before they pull the trigger?
That's way above my pay grade. With the boosters, they're going to want to have some input, and the colleges are going to not want to lose that money. So somebody's got to be the fall guy when they're not being successful as the boosters want. And unfortunately, a lot of times it is the head coach.
Yeah.
Not that these ain't good guys and working hard. but they just think that there's a magic wand, a Nick Saban out there that's going to come in and just fix everything. And, a lot of things have to fall into place, and good leadership is key to that. But at the same time, usually in the middle of the season, that ain't going to change a whole lot.
Right. I think it's hard on the players that stay there. These coaches recruit them. That's the reason they came to these universities. Well, one of the reasons they go to those universities. And now I just saw Wisconsin. A lot of players were really complaining. Their running back was really upset about their coach being fired, and they didn't like it. So I don't know if it's the right thing. I guess they do it now to get a jump on hiring the next guy with the transfer portal and everything that's going on. I don't get it. It's just part of life now. We got to deal with it. But I feel bad for those coaches.
The people that are sitting there making those things are, the coaches are preaching commitment and dedication and all those things. And those same people that are making those decisions want those same things, but they're not doing those things.
Exactly. Well, let's get into it. You got another bit. You know what? I was looking at the schedule. I think you guys have had the least amount of time to get ready for opponents than probably anybody in the state of Florida. Last week, you really had one day to get ready. You put a game plan together on a Monday. You have a game Wednesday. So Tuesday, you really can't do much if you want them to be able to perform at all on Wednesday night. And you're playing one of the best offenses in the state of Florida. I feel bad for you, but it is what it is. This week, I believe you do have a regular week of practice. I think the game's on Friday, and they have picked you as a homecoming game for Arnold. The game is Friday, correct?
Yes, sir. It is Friday out at Arnold.
Yeah. Do you have to go make a new practice script because you hadn't been able to do this all year? This is going to be a shock.
I had to go dust. We definitely had to dust off the regular week because it's an abnormal week for us. But, we were coming in yesterday and everybody was relaxed because we're like, man, we got a lot of time to get stuff in.
Yeah.
But, last week I thought my coaches did a great job of preparing over the weekend. And we came in Monday and we knew we were already on a short week and what we needed to do to get everything prepared for playing on a short week. So I don't think it was a game plan or the lack of time getting executed because we were prepared for everything but one thing. We had not seen South Walton run the swinging gate, and they came out there after one of the scores and lined up in a swinging gate. And I looked over at my coaches, and I'm like, a swinging gate on a Wednesday. I said, nope, I didn't get them ready for that one. But other than that, I felt like the boys were prepared. They were pressing a little bit. That's really what it came down to was we had a lot of turnovers, and the guys they want to represent Rutherford High School, and they want to represent the east side of Bay County. And they have so much pride to be playing football at Rutherford High School, and they want to go out there and they want to play well, that they pressed a little bit and we put the ball on the ground trying to do things instead of just being ourselves. And that's really our focus this week is stay within ourselves, execute it cleanly at game speed, at practice. Because if we practice at game speed, then we won't have to, we'll have a little cleaner execution on Friday night this week.
Give us a little scout report. What's the matchup going to be like this week? I know their offense is pretty good at Arnold. Offensive line, they've getting some guys back. I know Coach does a great job over there. What do you think? How do you guys match up physically against Arnold?
I was really impressed when I started really breaking down the film this weekend. He does a great job of coaching and setting things up, and they use their tight ends a lot in the passing game and the running game. The quarterback does a good job when he pulls it down, running the football. Defensively, they really get after it. The kids out there compete. He's got a well-rounded football team. I like our kids too, though. It's a matter of our sophomores, really stepping up and continuing to grow and executing. But what they're doing, it jumps from, a jumbo package to he'll go the next play to 4 wideouts. And so you have to be prepared defensively to have the personnel on the field that can go to a heavy set to a spread set with the same personnel playing defense.
What kind of game is it going to be for you to have the best opportunity to win? A shootout, a low-scoring game, or do you have to try? Do you try to take the ball away from them, or what do you got to do to get a win?
Not turn the ball over. Okay. That's really going to be, we hadn't put a bunch of points up on the board this year, and a lot of the things as we were talking to the team after the game last night or last week. We got in the locker room. We said, guys, we just didn't deserve to win tonight. We can't have this many self-inflicted wounds and think that we're going to be able to win football games. But every single thing that we did, we can fix. We controlled that. It's not something that somebody else was doing to us. It was stuff that we were doing to ourselves, and those things are fixable. So that's really what we're focusing on. If we don't have turnovers, and then don't give up big plays. Those are critical when you have a young team that they're going to have a few of those, but at the same time we have to limit those and making it a focus in practice that, when we put a ball on the ground in practice, have an understanding that we don't want to even do that then. Yeah. Go fast in practice and go clean in practice, and then we've got a better shot on Friday night.
Now, health-wise, you guys are all healthy and ready to go?
Oh, this time of year, I don't know if anybody is 100% healthy. We got bumps and bruises, but most of the guys are taping up and they're ready to go. I think we have one young man that's going to be out for the rest of the year, but he's been out for several weeks now. But the rest of them, we may have some tape and braces on, but the rest of them are able to go.
All right, Coach Tillman, Rutherford High School, we'll talk to you next week. Good luck. Make sure you got plenty of water after the rest of the week. Full week of practice for the first time all year seems pretty crazy. But good luck to you. We'll talk to you next week, Coach. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
All right, Coach Tillman. Jim, one game I think you picked it right. High school football game. One time I talked. I think I picked Mariana. One other time because we do it 2 days. But you had said I think you went with Godby, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I watched the highlights of that. I think their defense, Godby's defense, I think scored 2 touchdowns in that game.
Really?
Yeah.
So Godby won?
Yeah, Godby won. Godby got them 22-14, beat Mariana. That was their first win of the year.
Godby usually has a lot of athletes.
And they still did.
Yeah,
a lot of speed.
Normally they're very athletic. Is Ronnie Cottrell still coaching there? Do you know?
I really don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. But Mariana, they played hard. They more or less just beat themselves with turnovers and things like that. I'll go through this real quick. Bay again, 48. North Bay Haven zip. Bay's actually they're undefeated. North Bay Haven's 2-4. Freeport beat Bozeman 34-24. They're 3-3, and I think Bozeman drops to 2 or 3, I believe. Childs 28. Mosley. This is the one that shocked me.
Yeah,
Childs 28. Mosley 21. Childs is 2-4. Mosley's 4-2. South Walton 46. Rutherford 6. Sneeze, Bill gets it done again, 34-0 over Liberty. Bill 6-0, and Liberty's 2-3. Bill's got a chance maybe to win a championship this year. Chipley is 5-0. I think they were open. Again, Godby 22, Mariana 14. Godby's 1-5. Mariana's 1-4. Holmes County, Coach Lee's getting it done, man. 42, Vernon zip. Of course, we all know what happened at Vernon with the coach and athletic director over there. God bless him. Vernon's now 0-5. And Holmes County's 4-2. That's some of your scores of what happened last week. Tomorrow will be Bay High School Day. Coach Brown, Coach Manley are going to let us know everything that's going over at Bay High School. They got a chance to do something special this year also. We get back. We got Jim Brandt who's going to be talking about the Florida State Seminoles heartbreaking loss last week. They let me down, but can they bounce back? They got to win one of the next 2 games. All right, let's talk about some of our great people. Dr. Chad Mitchell. He's been taking care of athletes for 23 years. He was in here yesterday. He does a great job. Any kind of problems, any kind of injuries, call Chad, make an appointment, go by and see him. He'll take care of you. The guy's an incredible doctor, no doubt about that. Bay Point Golf, you love golf. It's the only one place to go to is Bay Point. I saw Ryan. He's going to play in a big tournament Friday. And I saw him practicing. He was practicing his putt, his chipping, and he looked really good. I mean, I was impressed. He was stroking it, buddy. He was knocking it down. Long, short putts, long putts, sideways putts. He was getting it done. You ever see that movie Chevy Chase? We jumped down there, Caddyshack.
Oh, yeah.
He shot it like a pool stick. I saw Ryan do that. It was pretty impressive. Ryan's really good. Anyway, get out to Bay Point if you love golf. That Cajun place, 75-cent wings, Saturdays, Sundays, all the football games. Just wear your colors. Going to have a great time. They do a great job. Rick is unbelievable. And I tell you, Trudy and Jan, wonderful people. And then the legendary Rudy's Barbecue from the great state of Texas, the best barbecue you can get anywhere. Great thing about going to Rudy's, you go down there all day, all night, and game day, Fox or ESPN or the SEC network. Then kickoff starts, you can have lunch, okay? Keep that cup, will you? Just sip on the drinks all day long.
The cup's not pink, remember?
That's right. Now get the pink cup.
Yeah.
Then 2:30, watch Bama and Alabama. Then at night, no, I'm sorry, 2:30 watch Georgia or Auburn, and at night
Auburn.
watch out. So you're there all day and all night. Just keep the pink cup filled up.
That's right.
You got desserts down there. You got chips down there. You got it all down there. Rudy's Barbecue on Baton Beach Road. Lorelei and Layton's back room. They can go back there and have a party.
Anytime.
I love it, man. You gonna do anything special? Halloween? We're gonna do anything anywhere?
We might do a little.
We're
dress.
looking. Yeah, we're
a little dress up, a little candy. We'll see.
Maybe for the kids.
Yeah. For just
we can really push that too. All right, we'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Florida State. We get back.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida has the real local fishing report. This is Tim from Bay Breeze Bait and Tackle. Join me every Thursday afternoon at 5:15 during the Afternoon Underdogs and Friday mornings during the 6 a.m. hour. It's accurate, concise content from local anglers right here on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Dear past, present, and future football watchers, you know why we're here. The football season is back! Woo! That means those pregame barbecues with an ice-cold Pepsi? Totally back. Your perfectly placed football-watching corner seat back and comfy as ever. 18 Sundays of touchdown scoring, Hail Mary throwing, ice-cold Pepsi flowing football action. You better believe it's back. And since that's too amazing to miss a single second's worth, Pepsi is officially giving you permission to always put football first. And when we say always, we mean always. Like when your lawn is looking less like a lawn and more like a jungle. If the game's on, then the lawnmower ain't. And those gutters you haven't cleaned, today is not their day. Or maybe those in-laws are back in town. Well, better hope they're football fans because your Sunday is completely booked. Long story short, crack open a Pepsi and don't let anything get between you and your football watching. With love, Pepsi, made for football watching. That's what I like.
Hi folks, I'm Tracy with Tracy's Fine Jewelry and Coin and Bullion Reserves. It's our 50th anniversary celebration. You've trusted us for 50 years to bring you the largest selection at the lowest prices. And now we're going to save you even more with our 50th anniversary celebration. We're giving you 50% off certified diamonds, diamond engagement rings and diamond bands, and 50% off diamond bracelets and earrings. 50 years of putting a sparkle on Bay County, Tracy's Fine Jewelry and Coin and Bullion Reserves. And you can take that to the bank.
The Coach James Hale Show is live and local from the J. Michaels studio.
They got something that money couldn't buy. I was noticing when you come down the stairs that you've got pretty legs.
All right, I'll tell you a story without a happy ending.
Y'all following this?
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Florida State, Florida State, Florida State. Woo! Pretty good. Woo! Florida State.
Ric Flair.
Woo! Mount Everest. Woo! You heard his commercials.
Yeah.
Hey, I love that. That guy's crazy. Hey, Florida State, man, we had it rolling. I will say this, though. That Wake Forest quarterback is the real deal. I think he's really good. They have a pretty good offensive football team.
Yeah, offensively, they're pretty good.
Pretty good. All right, well, real quick, let's give a shout out to John and Charlotte. John played at Miami. Everybody knows Charlotte and the Newbies. Wonderful people. Done so many great things for Bay County. And FSU Updates brought to you by Newbies. You want to have a great time. The Mothership every Friday and Saturday night. If you love bands, you love great music, great times dancing, just go there and like everybody else on the beach, you'll have a wonderful time. Newbies 2 on the Curve is a great place. It's been remodeled inside. It's beautiful in there. You can go shoot pool, watch all the game. TVs everywhere. Huge long bar. Great place. 3 great locations for newbies. Jim, what do you got for us today for FSU?
Well, Florida State's had a great year so far, as everyone who follows this show knows. But they caught Wake Forest at a bad time because Wake just lost to Clemson, and I think they were really looking to make up some ground. And Wake got off to a good start, scored the first 3 times they had the ball, got the game out to 21-7, eventually got 28-7. Florida State got it back to 28-21 and ended up falling 31-21 at the end there. If you look at the stats between the two teams, they're pretty close, but there's a couple things that kind of jump out from Florida State's point of view. Florida State only ran the ball for 112 yards against Wake. And, we always try to be more balanced on offense. They threw for 280, but only ran for 112. And they've had good running backs and good success running the ball against everyone else, but not so much against Wake. And the other thing that hurt them is they had 11 penalties for 96 yards, missed a field goal. So they were kind of off their game just a little bit, but the competition's a lot better too. And we were just talking before we came on, this segment, that Wake's quarterback is pretty good, and they're hard to stop. They got a unique offense, that mesh thing that they do on offense. It's like I've been involved in football my whole life, and I've never seen anyone do that at any level. They just hand them and just stand there. It's like, well, come on, back, make a cut, do something, But it works for them. I've never seen anyone else do it, and it was a tough loss. But the thing is even tougher for Florida State. Now they got North Carolina State, and after they had North Carolina State, then they got Clemson. So this is definitely the toughest part of Florida State's schedule by far. So they have to travel to Raleigh to go to North Carolina State and play there. So last season they lost 28-14 to the Wolfpack. So we'll see. It's going to be another tough game for sure.
Yeah, they've got to win this football game, or either they have to beat Clemson to have the kind of year they want to have.
Right. They have Clemson at home, which helps rather than going to Death Valley.
I just kind of feeling they would beat Wake Forest.
I did too.
And I thought they would maybe struggle with NC State. Yeah, I still think they got a shot at Clemson regardless. That's going to be a night game. I think it's going to be an ABC or either ESPN for the Week 7. Week 7 is loaded with great games.
6:30 ABC.
6:30 our time? Yeah, ABC. Okay, I thought it was ESPN. That's going to be a really good football game. Well, Ethan, what do you think? I mean, were you surprised that they got beat?
Man, honestly, a little bit, yeah. I thought they were the better team. I don't think they played as good as they have, especially the week before. I mean, the week before they played, I think their best game of the year. Mm-hmm. So I think you kind of saw that trend. And you thought hey, we're trending, we're hot at the right time. And so I really thought they were the better team. Their quarterback is good for Wake Forest, but I still think as a team, Florida State probably is more talented. I just think they didn't have a great night. I mean, they looked a little rough. Offensive line was kind of rough. Penalties didn't help anything on the defensive side. And I know they keep giving the defense coordinator a lot of flack because he dropped a lot of corners and safeties, and he kind of forced Wake Forest to run the football. Which honestly, I think that was probably the right play. Take the ball out of Sam Hartman's hands and let the running back try to beat you. They didn't stop him just enough, honestly.
I saw another team that ran that type of defense against a team and said run the ball to beat us. Yeah, and what did they do?
Didn't work out for that team either.
They beat us.
Yeah, I don't know who we're talking about, but that team didn't work out either. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think you guys, Jim, don't you? Your defense coordinator for all those years, you got to eventually change it up, right?
Yeah, at some point.
I mean, anyway, I was talking to a couple of some big time boosters from Florida State that live here in Bay County. In the beginning of the season, they said we win 7-8 games, that would be a good thing.
Yeah.
And they're 4-1, Jim? Right,
mm-hmm.
4-1.
4-1.
And you got NC State's going to be tough. There's no doubt about that. That's a tough one. Clemson's going to be really tough.
And NC State just came off a loss to Clemson also.
So yeah.
So they're going to be.
Just like ready. Wake Forest had just
right.
done. Yeah. So you got NC State's going to be a very difficult game. Clemson's going to be tough. Then you got Georgia. Let's say that Georgia Tech. Let's say they beat them. There's your 5th win. Miami. I think they're going to beat Miami. That's your 6th win. Syracuse is pretty good now.
Yeah, they've got a lot better.
and they got to go to Syracuse. So I'm not going to put that a win yet. Then you got
that's not easy.
Louisiana. I think that's a win. So there's your 7 wins right there. I say 8 and 9 wins for sure.
Right.
Don't you think?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's very realistic for
if
sure.
If they bounce back and win this one, they're going to wind up having a really good year and a good bowl game. If they
I think they got to take care of Miami too. I think that'll keep the Wolves from howling a little bit if they beat Miami. You know. And then they got Florida at the end.
Tell you what, that Florida game is going to be something else. That's a Friday night game, the only game on TV. That's going to be incredible. I can't wait for that game. That's going to be really good. But I say that I can't wait. I'm already getting just seriously. I started thinking, man, we're almost halfway over.
Yeah, it
what week are we in next? 6?
Yeah.
This is week 6. Now there's 13 weeks because you have open date, so we're almost halfway through. Yeah, that's dang. I can't believe it. That's depressing. But anyway, what do you think? Do they bounce back, Ethan? Can they get it in? Do they find a way to get it win?
Man, I don't know. I think NC State's better than Wake Forest, so that's a little troubling. But I mean, I think they could. I mean, I don't think there's that much that separates these 4 teams to the top. I think Wake Forest, NC State, Clemson, Florida State. I think they're all they're comparable.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I think they could. I think they got to play a lot better though.
Jim, I'm not going to. We're going to make our picks Thursday and Friday, so I will hold off from asking you that. But anything else you got on them?
No, that's pretty much it. It was a tough loss. They played pretty well, but the penalties hurt a lot, and not being able to run the ball very well.
All right. We talk about week 6 of the SEC, so a really good weekend, this coming up weekend for football. 11 o'clock, you can watch Tennessee at LSU, 2:30, Georgia at Georgia home versus Auburn, and then Texas A&M that night, 7 o'clock. Both those are doubleheaders, CBS, Texas A&M at Alabama. Next week, I think next week's loaded also. Listen to this. Next week, October 15th, you got Alabama, Tennessee, CBS 2:30. You got Penn State, Michigan. These are all top 10 teams. That's 4 teams right there in the top 10. Penn State, Michigan. You got TCU, Oklahoma State. You got Arkansas, Baylor. You got FSU, Clemson. That's a lot of good football games.
A lot of good games right there.
6 weeks, week 6 and week 7 is pretty good football. We got the odds. The latest Vegas odds out. Texas is 6.5 favorite over Oklahoma. You lived out there. You know a lot about this one. What do you think? Texas 6.5 points versus Oklahoma. Oklahoma loses this one. They're going to do something they haven't been done in a long time.
Yeah, I mean Oklahoma look really rough right now. And then obviously Texas is going to have their quarterback coming back, or he's trying to come back for the U game. So I don't know, man. And the game honestly is a shootout. It's a toss-up game. So many years OU always with a better team, and Texas comes in and just plays amazing. So it's kind of it is a rivalry game.
Wasn't it last year, Jim, that Texas jumped all over them and Oklahoma came back?
Caleb Williams came back and scored.
Yeah. Who do you like in this one? Do you think they cover? You think Texas covers?
Well, how much? What's
6.5?
Yeah, they probably will. Oklahoma has got quarterback issues big time. They're down to their 3rd quarterback. So his name is General Booty. General Booty. Remember Josh Booty? I think he played for LSU.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Tennessee.
General Booty.
I got to ask your opinion on this one.
It's like that kid on Kentucky, Smoke.
Yeah.
I like that name, Smoke.
Well, Auburn used to have Smoke Monday. Yeah. They would smoke on Monday. No, really, that was his name, Smoke.
That was his name?
Yeah.
Smoke Monday?
He was a heck of a football player, too.
Kid at Arkansas, Bumper Pool.
Yeah.
Number 8, Tennessee, 3-point favorite. Only a 3-point favorite at number 25, LSU. Is that too low? Vegas knows now. Vegas is pretty smart. You think they cover that?
Yeah, I do, because it's an 11 o'clock game. You know what I mean?
Oh, you can't say that here on our show.
Sorry.
Some Yankee will go through this.
Well, I'm just saying, playing in Death
it's
Valley
11 o'clock for both.
Yeah,
at 7
absolutely.
p.m.
That's how stupid.
You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
It's just a lot harder to play. Like, I think 11 o'clock. Like
we still won the war. We won the war.
That's because you had all the bullets.
So yeah, I think Tennessee covers.
Yankees in Chattanooga.
You think they do cover?
Yeah, they
okay.
cover that.
All right, let's talk about some of our great sponsors here. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill. You want a great time. You want to go have a great time Saturdays and Sundays. Now, Sundays, they got the NFL ticket, $5 pitchers all day long. But Saturdays and Sundays, college football, man, the food's incredible. A lot of people go just for it's packed at lunch, then it's packed at dinner. Well, my buddy next door, Doug, goes, you know what? We went to Alabama, the 2:30 game. He says, man, it was great. We had the place. He said, it was unbelievable. We're going to go back there again. So try it out. I think you'll be really happy. The food's incredible. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill.
Coach, how's your lawn doing?
Good. You buy one, wait a minute. You buy one draft beer, the next one's free. You buy one small margarita, the next one's free. You buy house wine, guess what, Jim Bob? The next one's free. You can't beat that. Happy hour, 3 to 7, Monday through Friday, all day long, Saturday and Sunday. Happy hour. Food's great. Go try it. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill. My turf is looking good, baby. You know why? I use Turf Pro. Ethan, Turf Pro is the answer to all your problems. I seen that house. I seen your yard. You definitely need Turf Pro.
I need some help.
You need some help. Call Patrick at Turf Pro. They do an incredible job. The best pest control people out there. TurfProPestControl.com. Call them, text them, email them, whatever you want to do. Get them on your lawn. It will be looking like a golf course in no time. I'm not talking about any golf course. I'm talking about like Bay Point golf. Yes, no doubt about that. All right, you want your vehicle to look like your yard, beautiful and brand new? You take it to Blue Sky Express Car Wash on Back Beach Road. You've done it, Ethan. You know how great a job they do.
Yeah.
They buy the best wax. They got the best equipment, and they got great people that work down there. Seriously, they do a great job. Blue Sky Express Car Wash on Back Beach Road. Now, again, thank you, newbies, for the FSU update. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, 102.1 Mariana, 101.9 Port St. Joe.
For 5 years, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida has been the undisputed
And still undefeated
leader for sports on the Panhandle, with engaging sports talk from national and local hosts. Play-by-play with the Atlanta Braves, the Auburn Tigers, college football in the NFL. Plus, we're 850 strong with feeding families for the holidays at Thanksgiving and Christmas. Thanks for 5 years of broadcasting history from ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good Tuesday morning. This Canadian high is going to stick around for a while. No rain expected for today, tonight, and Wednesday. Mostly sunny during the day, mostly clear at night. Low 80s during the day, low 60s at night. And light northeast winds. The water temperature in the Gulf of Mexico is holding at 83. This weather forecast has been brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. For 104.3 and 102.1 ESPN Northwest Florida, I'm meteorologist Tim Root.
Hey there, folks. Welcome back to another college football season. And welcome back to another season of Fansville by Dr. Pepper. That little slice of heaven. Every man, woman, and student section drinks Dr. Pepper like their life depends on it. It does. Where the air is filled with the scent of charcoal grills, and the streets are marked with yard lines. Practical. Where the current trending baby names are Blitz, Spike, and two-point conversion. Adorable. And recruitment starts before you're born. It's a linebacker. Where NFT stands for Not Fun Tailgate, and DIY stands for Dr. Pepper is Yummy. It is. It's the place off-season fever dreams are made of, where the right to life, liberty, and barbecue is written in the town's constitution. Saucy. And the current forecast is sunny, with a 90% chance of the skies opening up and raining down delicious droplets of Dr. Pepper. Grab a bucket. Get ready for anything to happen this college football season on Fansville by Dr. Pepper. The one fans deserve. Grab some today.
Now, your home for Mosley Dolphin football. Listen to live play-by-play all season long. Now back to the J. Michaels studio. It's the Coach James Hale Show right here. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. The $95 million man is, I think the seat is heating up. I think the A&M people are pretty upset. I know nothing's going to happen this year, but next year, if he has a bad year next year, I do think he could be in some trouble. And you guys got one of the few schools in the country that actually can afford paying out a contract like that. I kind of thought that was crazy. I could see a 5-year deal.
Yeah. But
when you guarantee somebody 10 years at that type of money, that's like putting everything on it. Of course, then again, you guys, that's one of the richest schools in the country. I get it, I guess. I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have gave anybody now. For Nick Saban, I would have done it. But he's 70. Even him being 70 years old now, I wouldn't have gave him a 10-year deal. if I was AD. I'd give him a 5-year.
Yeah.
And that'd be it.
Well, the real problem was the extension.
Yeah.
He's 5 years into this contract, so they really would have only been $45 million buyout, which is still a lot, but it's not as bad as 90. Well, last year he beats Bama, and then he gets the best recruiting class. So what do we do? Oh, let's give him another 5-year extension on top of his.
He was 8-5 or 8-4, and he wouldn't play in a bowl game.
Exactly.
He didn't want to be 8-5. I mean, true. We can say we want, but that's the bottom line.
Yeah.
I got to give LSU a lot of credit. They had no players, they had no coaching staffs, and they played because that's what they were supposed to do. He weaseled out of it.
Because he didn't have a quarterback.
And he's starting to get not well liked anywhere, really.
No. I mean, there's a lot of things being said, and different opinions, this and that. The big thing right now is that if you take out Jameis Winston out of his life, what has he ever done coaching wise?
I thought he's a quarterback guru.
I understand. Yeah.
And the offensive, he is an offensive genius. What's been killing y'all?
Yeah.
The offense.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, and that's the thing. They say, it's 5 years in, he hasn't had a quarterback yet. So how does that make sense if that's what he's known for? Yeah. So, I mean, I'll be honest. I think the Board of Regents, they've already met. I mean, they had a meeting in Dallas. I think they could get the money today if they wanted it. I don't think it'd be any problem. I think right now they're saying, listen, yes, this year's going to be bad again. I think he has 5 games next year. If he's at this same point again where we're 3-2 after 5 games, I don't think he makes it to the Bama game next year. Honestly. Yeah. I think they're gonna let him play out this season. They're gonna let him go through the offseason. But I think if he's not 5-0, I don't know I don't know what it looks like next year. But if we're not, looking really good the early part of next year, he'll be out.
You know what's crazy? You look at what's going on at Auburn and all the different schools in the country. They're firing coaches left and right. If you're in the SEC, you're getting ready to bring in Texas and Oklahoma. It's only going to get tougher for these coaches to survive, and they're going to make the schedule. I think they're going to go to 9 games like the Big Ten.
Yeah.
And I really thought that was a big advantage for us not to play non-conference games because it helps us out winning state national championships because we have one less opportunity to lose against a highly competitive opponent.
Yeah.
And like the Big Ten, that hurts them. I do believe that hurts them. And we're going to be playing 9. And they're going to make you, and then the networks are going to pay all that kind of money. They want to see the big time games. They don't want to see Vandy, Alabama. They want to see A&M playing Texas. They want to see A&M playing Oklahoma, LSU playing Florida. So it's going to be tougher on all these coaches. I think the life of the coaches in the SEC in the future are going to be a lot shorter than they even are now.
Well, and I think a lot of it too, especially from A&M's standpoint, we spent that kind of money. We expect results,
right?
Like I think honestly, if he's making Kevin Selman money, $6.5-7 million a year, he probably stays for he can go 8-5 for 25 years.
Yeah.
But the reality of it is what it took to get him from Florida State, everything that's happened since then, all the hoopla, this and that. It's like, all right, well, we expect results after everything else that we've gone through. Yeah. And so I think that's the difference. I think because the reality of it is, I think Kevin Selman's still here, which they have the same record as of today. It's like, all right, like we don't mind paying you $7 million a year to go 8-5. It is what it is. The SEC's hard. SEC West is the hardest. Blah blah. You can justify it, but when you're paying someone $95 million a year or over a contract, it's like we expect more.
See, at A&M, you got to win. They're paying that big money. You're gonna have to win.
Yeah.
You go look at Kentucky. He's making good money. Not that type of money, but he's making really good money in Kentucky. 100%. He's winning. He's doing a great job. But the Kentucky people, I think, are going to be happy if they win 8, 9, 10 games. They're going to be. You can stay there forever.
Yeah.
After the years of bad football that we've had, we're happy.
He beat Bear Bryant's record. Bear Bryant's the last one I think that went undefeated at Kentucky, right?
Yeah.
Or 11-1, 12, whatever it was. They beat Oklahoma in the Sugar Bowl, and Oklahoma was number 1 in the country.
And we haven't had squat since then.
Yeah.
And so now it's starting to look a little better, where people are actually talking about the football program instead of the basketball program.
Right. But that's a great football job. You look at, and they got facilities, they got money. You look at Florida, Auburn, A&M. You have that record, they're going to fire you. You're not going to be happy with 8 or 9 wins. They want championships.
You put the money into it. You put the money into the facilities. You put the money into the program. And it's also one of those things that everything he's asked for, we've given him. It's you know what I mean. That's another thing too. It's like, listen, like,
And that's
it's
the reason
not
he left FSU.
It's not like we left you shorthanded here.
Right.
You said you wanted these players, we bought you those players. You said you wanted these facilities, we bought you these facilities. You know what I mean? Like it's like, listen, like now it's your turn to develop these players and to win football games, and you haven't been able to.
As they say in the game, put up or shut up.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You're right. Did you see his interview yesterday? His eyes, his body language. Jim, did you watch it?
No.
I'm telling you, man, he's feeling the heat. I think
He's
you
feeling the heat.
Did you get the same vibes I got? I think he's nervous.
But I think the reality of it is, yes, is he gonna have to work ever again if he gets fired or whatever? No. Like he's about to get $100 million to not work, to sit on the sideline, to work for ESPN essentially, probably. But I think he's worried that like this might be such a bad firing. Like I might not be able to coach again at a D1 level, or at least at a decent school. Like I might be out of the game for a while with ESPN. Yeah. So I don't know. Kind of almost like Les Miles, you know, like
right.
So I think he's starting to feel and get scared about that kind of
stuff. I just watched his eyes. I listened to what he was saying, and he was talking really fast.
He always talks fast.
He's a fast talker anyway.
I mean, I thought it was even faster than normal, though, didn't you?
Yeah. I'm telling you, he is very concerned. Yeah. But I also think, I'll be honest, I think he's concerned about what's about to happen in Tuscaloosa on Saturday.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a revenge game. And I don't care what the score is. He's going for touchdowns all the way until that clock runs down. I don't care if they're by 60. He will get to 100 if he has to. Which I get it.
I don't know, Jim. Let's you and I talk about this. I don't know if he'll do that or not. I really don't.
Will Nick run up the score?
I don't know.
That's not within his personality, but Jimbo has run his mouth for a long time.
Yeah.
You know.
But what's that do? It embarrasses the players and university. I don't think he's going to do that.
Yeah, but hey, Coach.
He'll score. He'll score. But I think if it's in the game, there's 2 minutes to go. He's on the 15-yard line going in. I think he'll sit on the ball. I do. I just don't think Nick will do that. We had an opportunity to embarrass Mosley one time. We had scored 48 in the third quarter. We played every backup, and the last 2 minutes of the game, we took a knee. And they tried to embarrass us the year before, and I thought that was low-class people. So we didn't do it. We didn't embarrass them at all. So I just don't think Nick will do that.
Yeah, but Coach, when you're running a fullback up the middle and he just breaks through every play, you know what I mean?
Well, that's true. Yeah.
If you can't stop him, you can't stop him.
That's what Bobby said. Half that problem's you, not me.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
I don't know. Anyway.
I just don't see A&M being able to beat Alabama. Their defense is pretty good, but their offense, how are they going to score points to beat Alabama?
Yeah, what did we say last year? Wait a minute, go back. What did we say last year? Y'all have no quarterback. Y'all just got beat by Mississippi State. You're going to beat Bama. And what happened? Y'all spanked Bama.
That was
in the kicking game. The kickoff return, a block punt. Alabama throws an interception. Down the goal line, 1 yard line on first and goal. What did Alabama do? They throw an interception. Instead of, the same things you and I talk about all the time. How much time I got? 2 minutes. All right, let's talk about. We get back. We're going to talk a little bit about. We'll switch gears and talk about what Nick thinks about this game coming up. All right, you listen to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Do you want to look better, feel better? Do you want to make money off Vegas? All you got to do is listen to Friday. Jason Kovaleski is kicking all of our tails. He really is. It's incredible.
He's up by 3. He's got 3
I think
picks.
It's that Buckeye magic. I don't know what it is. And Jim's second. It's all Buckeyes, man.
It's because you're picking the wrong games.
As it should be.
Thank you, Ethan.
It's because we're not picking SEC.
Yeah, we're focused on stuff. I didn't realize what a Yankee Ryan was. He's behind my back.
He's from New Jersey.
All three of them getting together talking.
He's from New Jersey. He's more of a Yankee than Jason or I ever will be. He's from New Jersey.
They're all the same boat.
From New Jersey.
Unbelievable. Hey, if it doesn't look right, feel right, go see Dr. Ward. Don't put it off. Ethan, this is not looking right. It ain't feeling right. You go see Dr. Ward, man. This guy's an incredible job. He'll be here tomorrow. I don't know if he's coming in or going to call, but we'll have him online one way or the other. If there's an office near you in Northwest Florida, go see Dr. Ward. Seriously, that can kill you. Do not play around with skin cancer. Also, Paparazzi Gourmet Deli, the best pizza, the best bakery. The deli's incredible. You know all about it. Go try it. You'll love it. College football season, they're making. Tell you what, it seems like everybody's getting pizzas on Saturday nights. They're doing really well. Paparazzi Gourmet Deli on Thomas Drive. We'll be right back. Ethan Boyd, Jim Brandt, Big John, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
In the air, if you's a true player. I love it when you call me Big Papa.
ESPN Northwest Florida. Here's what's happening.
Hurricane Ian is impacting residents here in Florida right now, and we're collecting items people need immediately. Baby food, first aid, batteries, work gloves, over-the-counter medicine, diapers, toiletries, female products, and non-perishable food items like peanut butter that you don't have to cook. Items can be dropped off at our new offices on the beach, 204 Suite B, Ellen Lane. Hurricane Relief America is sponsored by Event Production, Blab TV, and ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good Tuesday morning. This Canadian high is going to stick around for a while. No rain expected for today, tonight, and Wednesday. Mostly sunny during the day, mostly clear at night. Low 80s during the day, low 60s at night. And light northeast winds. The water temperature in the Gulf of Mexico is holding at 83. This weather forecast has been brought to you by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. For 104.3 and 102.1 ESPN Northwest Florida, I'm meteorologist Tim Root.
Sykes Concrete has been in business in this area since 1947, and 3 generations later, they're still going strong. See Sykes Concrete for dirt, sand, rock, and concrete. They can handle any size job from the smallest to the largest. Sykes Concrete pays CDL truck drivers some of the highest wages in Bay County, making $50,000 to $75,000 a year, including holiday and vacation pay, plus health insurance. See Hugh Sykes at Sykes Concrete, 8030 Highway 77, on the right, just north of Southport Elementary School.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WTOT, W271DN Mariana, WVLQ Port St. Joe, powered by Pepsi, ESPN Northwest Florida.
Los Rancheros has been doing it right for 20 years. Los Rancheros brings a top-shelf dining experience to you with the opening of their beautiful new building. Watch all college and pro games on Los Rancheros' 14 large-screen TVs, with great drink specials daily from 2 to 5, and during all the games. Los Rancheros, the place for live sports and great food on 23rd Street between Jenks and Harrison.
Put down your natural light. It's time for the Alabama Update. The Alabama Update, weekday mornings at 8. On the Coach James Hale Show at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Roll Tide. Alabama Updates brought to you by Stevenson Air Conditioning. Any kind of problems, call Jason. Stevenson Air Conditioning, day or night, they'll be out there and solve all problems. Stevenson Air Conditioning is #1, not even close. I just got this text in here from I didn't realize, I love him to death, but if I'd known more about the background, maybe not as gotten as close to him as I have. New Jersey? But anyway, no, I tell you, I'm kidding. I love all true Americans, north, south, east, or west. It doesn't matter to me. But he goes, if I didn't have a real job, I'd be calling in right now. I went to college in the South. I married a girl from Alabama. All right, Jim, take that.
So, my wife's from Virginia. That's the South, so what's the point?
See,
so what are you trying to say,
It's not
Ryan?
so bad because he's from the North, but he married and went to college in the South.
Yeah, so he's one of us now.
Oh.
Once you marry one of us, you're one of us. We voted, Jim. We voted. Brant's never going to be one of us. We ain't letting him in. We have not let him in. No way.
I've lived in Florida since 1983 there, Scooter. Okay? Going on for almost 40 years. I'm just saying.
It matters not.
That's right.
You still have tainted blood.
Oh,
okay.
All right, Alabama A&M.
Alabama A&M.
Keep writing it down.
I wrote it down. No, let me start all over. Thank you, Yankee. Alabama doubleheader game. The 2:30 is Auburn, Georgia. CBS doubleheader. They only do it once a year. They have selected A&M, Alabama, because everybody was going crazy about the
two best games of the year, baby.
the rival, the oldest rivalry of the South, Georgia and Auburn, and then the
most
feud between Saban and Jimbo. Hey, check his background. Check him out. Talk to people that work for him. Yeah, the best coach of all time. Yeah. See how he got his players. I mean, I can't believe some of the things he said. Jim, would you have said that even if you believed it? I mean, there are certain things you just keep to yourself.
Yeah, I can't believe he said that either.
I can't either. And Jimbo, you got about 5 days
Jimbo, you
away.
worked for him for what, 5 years? So what are you saying?
Yeah, you were part of it, Jim. But anyway, it is going to be something. It's going to be fun. Alabama running back Gibbs Were you impressed, Jim Bob? Did you get to watch him much?
I saw the replay.
So he can scat, man.
Yeah, he's good. He's a good player.
Extremely quick, can top in speed, and he's got great hands. He can block. He's the whole package. I'm really impressed with this kid. He was the SEC Offensive Player of the Week. Alabama's offensive line, Nick bragged on, thought the offensive line had their best game they had all year, and they're going to have to continue to play like that, even improve even more. A&M's defense is really good. I don't think you're going to see a three-man front against Alabama.
No.
You know, they did that against Mississippi State. Mississippi State checks the box. If you have so many, I listened to him talk. You've heard him before. These spread
Who's that,
guys.
Leach?
Yeah. If you got so many in the box, you're going to run it. If
Right.
the coverage, you're going, and that's what they did. They really didn't change it up, which surprised me as much as I watched going back and forth that game.
Yeah.
And Mississippi State took advantage of that, and they put a beat down on Texas A&M. Texas A&M moved the ball, but they couldn't really finish drives. I think that was the problem with them. Quarterback play is an issue.
Yeah, but there was a tweet going out that basically said A&M had 4 trips into the red zone, and we were losing 7-3 on those 4 trips.
Yeah, great call, selection of plays.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is the game people in Alabama excited for, and I guess maybe the nation see what happens. I don't believe it's going to be a big, huge blowout. I think Alabama, the question mark, he got there and he said, look, I know what you want to know about Bryce Young's injury. It's day to day. It is what it is. It's a shoulder problem. If he can throw and if he's good, he'll play. If it's not, it's day to day. He said, and they kept questioning me. He goes, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to call Jimbo? Let me think about Jim. I agree with him. I understand where he's coming from. Do you want me to tell you? They're asking, what are you going to do if you have this question? What do you want us to do? Do you want me to call Jimbo and just tell him what we're going to do and let him tell you guys? Do you really think I'm going to come out here and tell you guys what we're going to do in our offense? You want me to tell you what we're going to do with my football team? I understand where he's coming from.
Oh yeah, 100%.
They expect him to go. Oh yeah, without Bryce in there, we're going to run a lot of zone read. We're going to do this, and that. I get where he's coming from. That would upset anybody. You don't want to tell anybody what you're going to do. They don't even want to talk about the injuries. So it was kind of a weird press conference. It was entertaining. Jamie, I thought my daughter had the best question of anybody, and it wasn't to Nick. I think she's intimidated by Nick. She sits back and listens to everybody else asking questions. If he's in a good mood, she'll ask. If not, I think she just copies off somebody else. But she did get Will Anderson. She goes, I got the best question of the day. She goes, are you looking forward to seeing Jimbo Fisher this Saturday? And he just starts laughing because everybody knows what he said. He's the one that said back when the feud started, when they were bad-mouthing Saban, he said, we'll do our talking October 8th when A&M comes in here. That's when we'll do our talking to Jimbo Fisher. So he laughs and goes, he says, I came to Alabama to play football. I do what my coaches tell me to do, and I just play football. And that's all he said. But he's laughing the whole time. And one of the guys that worked for Bama, one of the PR guys over there, goes, good answer, Will. Like, yeah, don't buy into that rat poison. Don't give him anything but bulletin boards. It was pretty cool. But anyway, injuries, that's the only one everybody's worried about. We have a couple other guys banged up, but you can't get any really, they don't say much about what's going on injury-wise. All right. That's about all I got. Let's go to Auburn now. You ready?
No.
Well, let me ask you this. All right, if Bryce Young is like 50-50, do you sit him because you think you can handle A&M with the backup to rest him for Tennessee, or you put him out there just and you know what I mean? Like if you're not sure, right? He's 50-50.
If he's banged up at all, and we don't need it, Jimmy, you jump in here on this one. If his shoulder's hurting him, you got to think about the kids. He's got a great NFL career, should have one. You're going to need him definitely against Tennessee because you're going to have to score a lot of points. I think you're going to need him against A&M. If he's cleared by the doctors, they say he can play, and I talk to him, he goes, hey, Coach, it's fine. It ain't hurt me. I can do it. And you watch him all day. He's cleared. He had a good week of practice. It doesn't show anything. He's going to play. Right or wrong. You the coach,
Yeah.
what are you going to do?
He's going to have to be cleared, though. I'll be honest. When I saw it happen, I didn't think it was that serious. I really did, because you put that thing online. So I watched it, and I said when he landed, it was kind of awkward, but it didn't look that bad. It wasn't like he got driven in the ground like a lot of quarterbacks do. But then the next play, his arms just hanging there limp.
He was screaming on the sideline.
Yeah, I mean, there's got to be more to this.
Yeah. But if he's cleared and he's had a good week of practice, you're going to play him.
We'll see.
Yeah. Now, if there's any question
Call
about
Dr. Mitchell. See what he thinks. Get Dr.
Chad,
Mitchell.
he weighed in on it
yesterday.
He thinks he's going to play. Chad
Really?
thinks they'll shoot it up and he'll be ready to go. I don't like this.
But you don't.
Are they going to redo?
But you don't think just listen? Let's give him another week of rest and just.
Yeah.
I mean, hate to badmouth on the team, but like you look at your opponent, right? Like Ames not going to put up. We're not going to put up. We haven't scored 28 points yet.
Well, you hadn't last year either.
Exactly.
You put up 42.
Well, that's true, but still, I mean, it just to me, it's like, listen, I think we could take him with our backup. Like, why don't we give? We need Bryce Young for Tennessee. Because the worst thing that can happen is he plays in this game, gets more hurt, and you don't have for Tennessee.
Yeah. If he's banged up at all, I don't see him in there. I don't. If he, we'll try to find out some stuff this week and how practice goes. But, as a matter of fact, I didn't find out anything yesterday about how practice went. I know they were out there in shorts and shoulder pads, and I didn't hear anything about him practicing or anything. I don't think he did.
No, he didn't practice yesterday.
Yeah. You heard that? So
yeah.
I didn't even hear that. So if he's not practicing tomorrow, he ain't going to play. I don't see him playing. I don't. I think it's going to be Milroe, and I think he'll do a good job. I think he can run. Look at what he did at Texas. He won one of the biggest classifications, won all the state championships, a freak athlete. Jimbo Fisher tried to recruit him. He's one of the first ones to really identify him. Had him at A&M's camp with a bunch of them. They said, man, this kid can play. We want him. He looks like a dang linebacker. They say he weighs 212. I guarantee he's close to 230. I mean, he looks like a stud. If it's not, he's the skinniest, big, good-looking kid I've ever seen. He's one of the fastest kids on the team. He's smart, great Christian kid. He is a wonderful human being, and I think he'll do well. Texas A&M's got a good defense. I don't think it's going to be in the SEC week to week. You don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So I think, do you have penalties? Do you have turnovers? A lot of factors into it. I tell you what, I was impressed with, Jim. This Otis kid, the big defensive line for Alabama. He's a guy that lost 70 pounds. I think he weighs about 330 now. He was a true freshman. He had 8 tackles last week. This sucker is going to be something special. We got 2 more years with this guy, and then he goes to the NFL. Big, strong, physical football player. When they signed him, he looked like Mount Cody. They got him in there, went through all the weightlifting, all the running programs, everything. Now he's lost 70 pounds. He can run. You can't block him. I watched Arkansas try to block him. They couldn't handle the guy. Now, 3rd and long, they pull him out, and they get faster guys in there. But in running situations, he's down there. So I think we'll see him a lot. What is A&M going to do? They're going to come in and force the pass, or they're going to shorten the game? If I'm A&M, I'm going to run the ball, keep the game short, try not to get any penalties, not turn the ball over, and play great defense and punt the ball.
Problem is we can't run the ball. Our offensive line is just falling apart. So we can't run the ball. I mean,
Can you pass protect?
No, can't do either one. I mean, he's gonna do a lot of runs to the outside. I mean, obviously our running back, he's all speed. So I mean, they're gonna do a lot of outside stuff. They're not gonna try to go up the middle too much. I don't think. I think they're gonna, if Max Johnson plays, which right now he might not even play. If Haynes King, they're gonna do a lot of zone reads, try to get Haynes King on the outside, but. God, he can't throw the football. I mean, threw 2 picks late in the game against Mississippi State, and it's just it's rough.
I'll be honest with you, that shocked me. I thought it'd be a really close football game. I didn't think they would get run on like that. That really surprised me. I got this into Vegas Insiders National Championship odds. Georgia, it's not Bama, it's Georgia, plus 202. Ohio State was 2nd, plus 206. Alabama was 3rd, plus 214. Then it went a little bit higher. Clemson plus 1220, then Southern Cal plus 1660, and then Michigan plus 2040. So there are your 6 top teams in the country as far as Vegas is concerned. A lot of things got to play into all this. Can Georgia stay healthy? Can Alabama? Georgia lost their big stud defensive tackle.
Yeah.
I don't think he's playing this week, so we'll see how everything plays out. How much time we got? All right, let's talk about some of our great people. We get back. We got Andy Birch from Auburn Tigers. Can't wait to get Andy on here and ask him what he thinks about Auburn and everything that went on. All right. J. Michael's Restaurant. We're one day away from that world-famous J. Michael's spaghetti. If you've never had it, it's worth your time if you live on the town to go across the bridge on Thomas Drive, take a left, go down there. You will love it. And the seafood's incredible. You've been there a lot of times, Ethan. Seafood's really good. Ice cold beer, great seafood, but at Wednesday, world-famous J. Michael's spaghetti. Buffalo Rock, all the great things they've done for Bay County. I remember Johnny Penny giving so much to Arnold High School. It's incredible. Support these people. They have taken care of Bay County students for years. Also, South Oak Title and Closing, Chuck Tucker, does an incredible job. You know, his dad was a principal at Mosley, was a great man. His son's a great man, Chuck Tucker. His company's a great company, South Oak Title and Closing, #1, not even close. Dr. Chad Mitchell, 23 years on Bay County sidelines. Any type of injury, go see Chad. Bay Point Golf, you love golf, go to Bay Point. It's okay. He is from New Jersey, but he's become one of us. He is now one of us. Brant, he's
had a blood transfusion.
Yeah. Jim Bob, he ain't one of us, but the rest of them are. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida. Here's what's happening.
Hey everyone, Chef Ross here. Join me for our first annual Pops Pig Pickin' Charity Barbecue, benefiting Food for Kids, in honor of my dad, Pops Ronald Robinson. Enjoy mouth-watering barbecue, mystery drink specials, and a 50-50 raffle. Pops Pig Pickin' Charity Barbecue, October 30th, 2 p.m. at the Break Room, 2727 Joan Avenue. For more information, visit the Pops Pig Pickin' Charity Barbecue event page on Facebook. Sponsored by Team MVP, the Break Room Sports Bar, and ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good Tuesday morning. This Canadian high is going to stick around for a while. No rain expected for today, tonight, and Wednesday. Mostly sunny during the day, mostly clear at night. Low 80s during the day, low 60s at night. And light northeast winds. The water temperature in the Gulf of Mexico is holding at 83. This weather forecast has been brought to you by KHS and Associates, your source for affordable health insurance. For 104.3 and 102.1 ESPN Northwest Florida, I'm meteorologist Tim Root.
We know that juicy, cheesy, grilled to perfection burger sounds amazing, but it does sound like something is missing. Pepsi, baby! The yin to this burger's yang. Burgers and Pepsi go together like burgers and Pepsi. This perfect blending of flavors makes every bite of lettuce, every sesame seed on the bun, and every sip of that crisp, refreshing, ice-cold cola a journey to Foodtopia. Burgers, better with Pepsi. That's what I like.
Is that the sound of an ooey gooey, cheesy, crunchy slice of P-I-Z-Z-A? Obviously. But as good as that sounds, we think it can get even better. Oh yeah, that's the sound of a freshly opened fizz-filled Pepsi. The only thing that can take this flavor medley of crunchy dough, mouth-watering cheese, and savory sauce to the next level. How about another bite? Pepsi and pizza sound like a match made in heaven and taste even better. Pizza, better with Pepsi. That's what I like.
Tiger fans, join us weekday mornings at 8:15. It's the Bay Point Golf Auburn Update on the Coach James Hale Show at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Whoa, Eagle! Hey! Auburn Updates brought to you by Bay Point Golf. If you love golf, where are you going?
Bay Point.
Bay Point. If you want to have a big golf tournament, you want somebody to get a great cater, who are you going to use?
Rudy's Barbecue.
Rudy's Barbecue on Back Beach Road from the great state of Texas. Speaking of great, we got the great one on right now, Andy Burcham. Andy, how you doing, sir?
James, I'm doing well. It's a beautiful morning here in Auburn. Get ready to go on the road for the first time this season.
Yes, you are. You're going to play a pretty good football team, the Georgia Bulldogs. CBS doubleheader. 2:30 kickoff on CBS. You can listen to Andy at 1:30 right here on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, 102.1 Mariana, 101.9 Port St. Joe throughout the Panhandle, Florida. The great Andy Burcham. Andy, I want to tell you, you're going to think I'm crazy. I thought Auburn, I know it sounds stupid, but I thought Auburn played well. I thought the offense looked better. I thought the defense looked better. 4 turnovers, you're not going to win football games. They beat themselves. What's your thoughts on the football game? Give us some insight what you believe in.
Well, it was a very good start for Auburn, a very good first quarter for Auburn, again. And Auburn has played very well. Auburn has outscored its opponents 38-7 in the first quarter this season. The problem has been for Auburn is finishing games. And we know that. I mean, the numbers bear that out. But Auburn got off to a very good start. Everything seemed to change, though, when the turnover started for Auburn. And Auburn was unable to turn that around. And although Auburn got a turnover late that gave them a chance late against LSU, they could not overcome the fumbles and the interceptions and I do think losing Leota really hurt the Auburn defense as well. And it looks like they've lost him for the season now. He'll have surgery on a pectoral muscle coming up. And I liked Eku on one side and Derek Hall on the other. Yeah. And Marcus Bragg came in and had 4 tackles and a sack against LSU. And he will be that guy on the other side now, on the other side of Derek Hall. But I think losing Eku Leota really hurts this Auburn team right now from a defensive standpoint. But yeah, I mean, listen, you cannot continue to turn the ball over at the rate that Auburn is, and win in the SEC. And now, as we've talked about all season, this schedule gets a whole lot tougher now. Yeah. When you go on the road to Georgia, and you go on the road to Ole Miss, and then you get an open week, and then you come back home and you get Arkansas, you go to Mississippi State, A&M at home, Western Kentucky, and Alabama on the road. So Auburn goes 3-2 coming out of 5 straight at home, and Auburn's a little bit banged up now, losing Leota probably for the rest of the season. And now you get ready for a very, very tough part of your schedule.
Andy, I listen to the criticism, and I don't, I think people overreact. Gus, they got on Gus. Harsin on 4th and 10 at the LSU 37. People going crazy about this. If you punt the ball and you down them inside the 10, that's great. If it rolls out of bounds or something happens, they get the ball on the 20-yard line. So you're talking about 17 yards difference. He didn't select to try a field goal. He knows he watches them kick every day at practice. So I'm not upset about his calling plays. I'm not upset about that. The goal line play, the trick play that got intercepted, if it had worked, he'd have been the hero. It didn't. It just wasn't executed well. But you see that in the NFL. I mean, if you don't execute a play, it's not going to work. And I don't know. I'm kind of defending coach. Jim, you help me. If I called a play like that, and you work it in practice, it works well. Right. It didn't execute in the game. If it works, you're the hero. Yeah. It didn't work, so everybody's on it.
High risk, high reward for sure.
Yeah. Were you okay? I mean, I know I probably shouldn't ask you that, but what did
you?
No,
I'm fine with what Auburn did, and we can go back 2 games ago to a 4th down play that Auburn ran.
Yeah.
And to that point, that Auburn had been perfect on 4th down, and Auburn's 8 of 12 on 4th down this season. I think going for it on 4th down, I have no trouble with that. And you've got your bag of plays that you use, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
That's right.
But listen, Auburn didn't lose the game because of a 4th down play.
Exactly.
Auburn lost the game because of his turnovers.
There you go.
So there you go.
Well, Bobby, Ashford, I think, is looking better. He threw for 337 yards. He can fly. He can run. But he's only going to get better and better. He's listed as a freshman, correct, Andy? Am I right on that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, redshirt freshman.
So, I mean, he has a chance to be a really good ball player down the road if he doesn't get hurt and keeps on improving. But that fumble and the scoop and score, that, like you said, that kind of opened the gates. But I want to ask you this. What's the problem in the second half of all these games? Why can't we finish games? What's going on with that? What's your thoughts on that?
I don't have the answer for you, James. I really don't. As to what happens, but the numbers. I mean, it's happening, and Auburn's got to find a way to change that. At this point, Auburn plays very well. Coming out of the gate at a game, and Auburn plays the 3rd quarter better. It's the 2nd and 4th quarters that are the trouble right now for Auburn. And I don't have the answer for you. I think they're struggling to find the answer right now.
Think it's in the playbook?
And it could be. Who knows? It's adjustments being made. Guys, I don't have an answer for you. So.
Yeah, I know.
I'll just leave it at that.
Andy, with social media, you don't know what to believe because everybody tends to be negative. But what's the atmosphere around Auburn, the town and the college itself about Harson's future? Because if you go online, he's a dead man walking. He's out. They're going to fire him after the game. What's your perception? What's your take on that whole situation?
Well, I mean, we all read what we see, all right? And we know what the speculation is out there. I'm not hearing any of that from the interim athletic director. I'm not hearing any of that right now from the president. And I think those are the two making the decision at this point. It doesn't mean that things aren't happening behind the scenes, guys. But this team and this coaching staff is getting ready for Georgia. Yeah. And really, at this point, what else can you do?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What else can you do at this point? You get ready for the next game if you're the coach. And that's what Brian Harsin and his staff and this team is doing. They're getting ready to go to number 2 Georgia and play between the hedges at 2:30 Central Time on Saturday afternoon. That's all you can do at this point. Yeah. If it comes, it comes. But at this point, you get ready for the next game. And I know that sounds simple, but I don't know what else of a coach and a staff and a team that you can do or what you should do other than get ready for the next game.
Yeah, and if you can't get up for Georgia, something's wrong. The oldest rivalry in the South. You looked at Georgia the first 3 games, they looked unbeatable. They were going to win the national championship. Nobody can play with them. Kent State puts 22 points on them. Missouri, you could actually say Missouri might have, should have, could have won that game. I mean, they break a long run off. They get on the goal line. They get a penalty. They have to settle for a field goal. Auburn, Georgia, big rivalry game. You can throw out the records. What do you think? I think they're beatable, but it would have to be a totally different Auburn team. They're going to have to be played different. They can't make mistakes. I know that.
Well,
go ahead.
You've got to protect your quarterback one, and Auburn has given up some sacks of late. Although this is a Georgia team that only has 6 sacks this season. Oddly enough, I looked at that stat yesterday and did a double take, and Auburn has given up 15 sacks at this point.
Wow.
But listen, you cannot go in and turn the ball over against Georgia at the rate that Auburn is. Auburn's turnover margin is last in the SEC right now at -9.
Dang.
And I don't care who you play the rest of the year. If that continues, it will be tough for you to win. So that has to change for Auburn this week against Georgia. This team will be up for Georgia. There's too many guys. There's too many Georgia guys on this Auburn team for this team not to be up for Georgia. But that's not enough. Georgia is the defending national champion, and still, even though it dropped in the polls, is still undefeated on the season at 5-0 and 2-0 in the Southeastern Conference. But Auburn has to go in, and I don't think I'm going out on a limb here. Auburn has to play its best game this weekend against Georgia to have a shot.
Well,
period.
Yeah, no doubt about that, Andy. How much time we got? Okay. Hey, I got a lot more questions. We have no more time. Thank you so much for spending time with us this morning. We'll be listening to you. Kickoff against 2:30. We'll have it live at 1:30 here on 104.3. You can listen to Andy pregame, after the game, everything else. Take care of yourself, buddy. Good luck. Have a good trip, and we'll talk to you next week.
My pleasure, guys. Have a great day. War Eagle.
War Eagle, the great Andy Burcham. He does a great job. What do you guys think? It's going to be a tough game for Auburn Tigers.
It's a tough game.
Yeah, it's going to be real tough.
Georgia's defense is so doggone good. But I tell you what, Missouri moved the ball up and down the field. Who knows? That's the reason you play the game. Yep. You got to play the game. And that's the reason you play golf at Bay Point. It's fun, baby. They got the best golf course out there, and you got to play the game. I'm going to go see Ryan play Friday. I wish I was in town. I'd go watch him play. I think he'll do well. As a matter of fact, I'm calling it now, Ron Movey wins. He married a Southern girl. He moved down south. They went to college in the South. He'll win. He'd beat you, Jim Bob Brandt.
Probably so.
All right. Hey, anyway, Blue Sky Express Car Wash on Baton Beach Road. You want your vehicle to look brand new? That's where you need to go. Don't forget about newbies. Dr. Ward, Max Fit Sports Nutrition. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. 102.1 Mariana. 101.9 Port St. Joe. War Eagle.
Bigger and better than ever. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida has your chance to win a trip of a lifetime again. We just sent Ron to see the Atlanta Braves at beautiful Truist Park.
Thank you so much.
Next, we're sending you to the SEC Championship game.
It's an awesome experience.
Saturday, December 3rd at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in the ATL. For more details, keep listening to ESPN Northwest Florida.
Reliable Copy Products is proud to be the exclusive dealer in Northwest Florida for Kyocera office equipment. Reliable Copy Products has been committed to providing professional, personalized service for the last 35 years. They understand that the right equipment does not always fall within today's budget requirements, so they offer several options for the equipment you need today for the growth you expect tomorrow. Call James Smothers at 784-6601, 784-6601. Reliable Copy Products on Harrison Avenue, just north of Bay High School.
Living on the Gulf Coast, we have beautiful beaches, clear water, and amazing marine life. Want to bring a piece of the ocean into your home or office with an amazing aquarium? Gulf Coast Aquarium, the area's only certified platinum CCHEM dealer. Their staff are all certified CCHEM specialists. Gulf Coast Aquarium can install, design, maintain, and finance your own piece of the Gulf. Gulf Coast Aquarium, powered by CCHEM, with over 40 years as a U.S.-based manufacturer of quality aquarium products. Online at GulfCoastAquarium.com. Gulf Coast Aquarium, where it's more than just a tank.
Excuses are downright irritating and typically a hindrance. Todd Woodall here with Woodall's Total Comfort Systems. Let's put a positive spin on excuses. Woodall's Total Comfort Systems is here to serve you and to be your only excuse for being comfortable. From having a lower utility bill to having a reliable and efficient cooling system, and finally the excuse for you to receive fast, professional, and friendly service when you need it the most. Give Woodall's Total Comfort Systems a call at 850-482-8802 and let us become your excuse for being totally comfortable.
College football isn't life and death. It's much more important than that. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Ethan Boyd's with us today. Jim Brandt's with us and Big John behind the board. All right, let's talk about, this is Saturdays Down South, Ethan, if I can find this. Let me see if you'd pay good money to go to these bowl games. Saturdays Down, I enjoy this. People say, well, one of these stupid waste of time. I enjoy looking at this every week. If you win or lose, they predict where they're going to be going. And everybody does it, all the different ones. But today I'm going to focus on Saturdays Down South. Peach Bowl playoff game. They got Georgia number 1 versus Clemson, number 4. Fiesta Bowl, they got Alabama at number 3 playing number 2 Ohio State in the Fiesta Bowl. Sugar Bowl, Tennessee Volunteers to play Oklahoma State in the Sugar Bowl. That could happen.
Yeah.
Could be Alabama, could be Georgia, who knows. Orange Bowl, Ole Miss. That would be a lot of money for the SEC if this happens. Mm-hmm. Sugar, Orange, 2 play. You imagine the money bringing into the league? Ole Miss versus Wake Forest in the Orange Bowl. Citrus Bowl, Kentucky versus Minnesota. I had Minnesota last week. Thank you, Big Ten.
Yeah, but their stud running back didn't play. That makes a big difference.
Yeah, I didn't know that. The Quest Bowl, they've got Mississippi State versus Maryland. Maryland ain't bad. Maryland's offense is pretty good. Music City, they've got Texas A&M versus Illinois. All right, let's talk about the Music City. Nashville, Tennessee. Great town.
Yeah, we'd go. My wife's sister lives there.
Yeah.
So we'd
That's
go.
a lot to do. That's a good place.
Awesome. We go all the time.
Beautiful stadium. Yeah, where do y'all stay? You stay with her.
We stay with her, yeah.
Okay. What's y'all's favorite place in
I don't know. We went to a hockey game.
Did you really?
The Predators game there.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a blast.
Have you ever been to a pro football game there?
No, but we drive by. Drive by. It's easy. Really, the downtown's easy to get to in the stadium.
You can park and walk everywhere.
But no, I've never seen. I would love to go. I mean, Tannehill, former Aggies quarterback, so I wouldn't mind going one day. But
remember they had the NFL draft there, and the place was like complete. I loved it. That was pretty cool. They got that. That's a good city. That's pretty cool. Seems to be pretty safe too.
Yes. 100%.
All right, Gator Bowl, Arkansas versus FSU. I like FSU's chances against Arkansas, as far as you know. Liberty Bowl, LSU versus Texas Tech. That's in Memphis, Tennessee. So Memphis reminds me a lot of Montgomery. Watch your back. Be careful where you go. Las Vegas Bowl, Jim, you going to go to this one? Las Vegas Bowl,
Yeah.
Florida versus Washington State. The
They gotta-
stadium's gorgeous.
And they got to go to Vegas to do it. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Good Lord. You imagine that? How many Florida Gators would go?
I don't know. Vegas is a fun town.
They might have a good time out there. That's what they got. That's who they've got going to
Tell you
the
what,
bowl games.
if this is the bowl games, I think SEC's going like 8-0 or 8-1. I mean, I feel like we'd win most of these games.
Pretty good. This is week. We talked about week 6 is really good. This is week 7 in the SEC. This is a good week in the SEC also. 11 o'clock kickoff. We're jumping a week ahead. This is a really good week. Next week's pretty good too. I think week 7 nationally is really good.
Yeah.
Clemson, FSU, it's a lot of good games that week. But this is week 7 SEC only. You got Auburn at Ole Miss, ESPN, 11 o'clock kickoff. I do believe after that game, if Harsin loses to Georgia and Ole Miss, I believe that's when they'll announce it. That's what I'm hearing. 2:30, you got Alabama at Tennessee, CBS. At 2:30, you also have Arkansas, BYU. That's 3 really good games right there. That game will be on ABC. Then at 2:30, also on the SEC Network, you got Vandy at Georgia. Then at 6 o'clock, Jim, at night, ESPN, LSU in the swamp, Florida Gators. Crazy things happen when they play.
Yep.
That's a good one. And then at 6:30 on the SEC Network, Mississippi State versus Kentucky. That's all pretty good games. I think A&M's off that week.
Yeah.
So that don't you agree? That's some pretty good football games.
Yeah, I mean the reality is, Mississippi State, they're ranked now. LSU's ranked now. I mean, we have a lot of ranked teams, and like all these games are going to matter. You know what I mean? And so I think that's just a good thing about the SEC is the deeper you get into the season,
better games.
You really
down
are.
to the wire.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like Arkansas, they're not ranked because they have 2 losses back to back, but I mean, Arkansas is still a really good football team.
I want to get a little bit this last segment. Well, we got time now. I'm going to get into this. LSU Tennessee football game. I'm going to look into this a little bit. LSU wears the white. Tennessee's going to wear the gray on gray. That they're going to turn Buckeye on us. 11 o'clock kickoff, ESPN. You pointed out LSU plays better at night. The people there got all day and all night to have a good time, be ready to go.
Get jazzed for the game.
Wherever LSU plays, they go into your city. They drink out every alcohol you had. Hey, seriously, in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, when they came to play a baseball game in the playoff games, they drank out all the liquor there. It's incredible. I mean, that's all they do. I think get up in the morning and start drinking. They're great. They're loud. They're good fans. No doubt about that. But how good is LSU really? I think we're going to find out Saturday. Because I really don't know right now. Auburn was 4-1 or 3, whatever the record was.
Yeah.
But they were 4-1. No, 3-1. They were 3-1.
3-1.
But they played 2 cupcake games, and they really had to get delivered to them by the Missouri team. Really, to be honest.
Yeah.
So, how good is they lost to FSU week 1.
Yeah.
They were down big, came back. I think we'll find out because I do believe Tennessee's good.
Well, it's strange too. 'Cause, I mean, LSU's the same team that just beat Mississippi State. You know what I mean? They scored all those points in the fourth quarter, and they beat Mississippi State.
Come back and beat Auburn. Came back on FSU but didn't get it done.
Yeah, they play parts of the game they look so bad, and then they somehow they play good in the fourth quarter and they win. It's just kind of strange to see. I mean, I think Tennessee LSU is not gonna be a blowout, but I still think Tennessee's the better team for sure.
LSU has won 4 in a row, the longest winning streak since 2019 when they went 15-0 and won the national championship. I don't think this team's going to win a national championship.
No.
I'm just saying. LSU's now, like you said, LSU's now ranked. AP poll, they're 25th. Tennessee's number 8. Jim, what do you think? How good do you think LSU? Have you watched them much?
Yeah, I've watched them a little bit. They're resourceful. You gotta give them credit. You stop and think about it, they're a block extra point from being undefeated. I mean,
yeah, that's
so
true.
They're doing a lot better than I thought they would.
Well,
but that Jaden Daniels, the quarterback they got from Arizona State, is really good. But he's out now, so they're gonna have to go with somebody else.
Well, remember all the people, Jason Kovaleski, he doesn't fit. He's not a good fit. Hey, you know what? It might not be a good fit. I heard other people say he can't coach. It's not going to work at LSU. Hey, the guy can coach. I don't care where he's at. That guy can coach.
Right.
You might not like him,
Right.
But he can coach football.
I agree. I'm not a Brian Kelly fan either, but
but he can coach.
But he's a good coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if the question is if Jimbo gets fired, do they fire Brian Kelly to get Jimbo?
No. Who would hire Jimbo Fisher now? Hey, what's the only state in the country where it takes Jimbo Fisher? Well, I'm just saying.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Well, let's don't say it.
He might go to West Virginia. That's where he's from.
Yeah. I don't think he'll be coming back to the state of Florida. I'll tell you that right now.
I don't think so either.
No. But you made a good point. They were trailing Mississippi State 3-0. They come back and win 31-13. They were losing to Auburn 17-0. They come back and win 21-17. Damn. They're a second half football team, man. I mean, seriously, the first half LSU, they need to play better, I think, in the first half.
Well, it'll be Newsmeyer. What's his? How is that? Newsmeyer. What
that sounds
Nussmeier.
good.
Yeah.
Whatever. Go ahead.
He'll be the quarterback this week with Daniels being out.
Yeah. In the second half, it is crazy. In the first half, LSU's like 30-0. SEC, the two SEC schools they played, they're down 30-0. In the second half, LSU dominates 52-3 in those two games.
Must be those adjustments. There are 9 coaches making at halftime.
Yeah, the guy that doesn't fit
can't coach.
He makes adjustments and wears people out in the second half. But he can't coach.
No, he can't.
And he doesn't fit.
No.
Is it who I think it is? Yeah. I don't want to talk to him. Hello.
You better want to talk to me, Coach.
What do you want? You interrupted us. We're in a great conversation about the SEC, not the Big Ten.
Okay, you talking about Bama and A&M?
No, we're talking about LSU, Tennessee.
That's going to be a tough game. Tennessee better watch out.
Yeah, we were talking in the second half. LSU's done a great job adjusting. They're 52 points, 3 for their opponents. Tennessee averages 48.5 a game. They can't come out and play 2 quarters of football. They're going to have to play 4 sides of football, come out of the gate strong. What do you think is going to happen?
Well, it's in Death Valley, correct?
I'm not talking. I'm talking to Ethan. What do you think is going to happen, Ethan?
No, I mean, I think Tennessee's going to win this game. I think by at least 10, if not 2 touchdowns.
Who do you say?
Tennessee by 10.
Tennessee by 10.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think, Michigan?
If not 2 touchdowns.
It's a little under 1.5 touchdowns. 1.4 repeating. Anyway, so it's at Death Valley, right?
Yeah. And Tennessee's favored by 3. Tennessee's favored by 3.
I hate to say it. I want Tennessee to win, but I think LSU is going to pull it out because Coach Kelly always gets that luck.
All right. We got one calling for the upset. I like that. Jim Bob, what do you think is going to happen?
I think Tennessee will win a close one.
Yeah.
They're pretty good on offense.
They are. Hendon Hooker's really good.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here looking. Now, is that Michigan, Penn State? That's next weekend, correct? That's not this week.
I said that earlier, Coach. Penn State's got a bye this week. And
That's Wolverine boy.
They're playing the God's Country next week.
God's country, boy. Hey, son, God's
They're
country's
going
in
to Columbus?
Alabama. What are you talking about? Hell, Michigan's the devil country. You see what's going on up there? That's a foreign country now.
Michigan
is a foreign country. Michigan is a foreign country.
Lot
Turn on
of
Fox
American
News; they'll
Patriots
tell you all
up
about
there.
it. But you are a true American. I will say that. I got to give you some love.
Born and raised in
Born
South
and raised at
Detroit.
Michigan. Thank you.
Yes, you are.
Don't lump us in with those stupid politicians up there. All right, go ahead.
Don't drink the water.
Don't drink the water. Okay.
Oh, actually, Michigan water is really good. It's fresh water from the Great Lakes.
Where's
a lot
that?
better water than down here
Detroit
now.
water's really good.
Was that
yes.
Lansing that had the polluted water? No, not Lansing.
Detroit.
Flint.
No,
Flint.
that was Flint, man. Flint, the old Buick City.
Yeah, don't drink the water. in
Because
Flint.
you had Dow
This one,
Chemical
the
and all
show
that
was
dumping into the
taking
river,
off,
man.
getting better. It was getting better. All right, Miss Gay, we got to talk about our sponsors, so kind of hang and be quiet, please. All right. If you love pizza, the only place to go is Paparazzi Gourmet Deli. Not only do you get a great pizza, you can have a great deli sandwich. You can have lasagna, spaghetti.
Desserts,
you
baby,
can have, oh my
desserts.
gosh, the Napoleon, the Paradise Cake. Unbelievable. Go try it. You'll love it. You know, great thing about that place, so seriously. John's a retired police officer. Wonderful person. Every time he went to work in New York, his life was on the line. And he comes down here, retires, open a business, and it's taken off big time. True American story. Go support him. They do a great job right there on Thomas Drive. Paparazzi Gourmet Deli. Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Do you want to feel better? Do you want to look better? Do you want to understand college football? Do you want to get an insight what really goes on in the Big Ten? That's the only one person you need to listen to. Well, I take that back. I'll say two. There's another great American that knows a lot about it, and we got him right here today, Jim Brandt.
There you go. Thank you, sweetheart.
You're welcome. If it doesn't look right, feel right, don't play around with skin cancer. Go see Dr. Ward. If you listen right now, there's an office near you. And Pro Turf, man. Turf Pro. Turf Pro is really good. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, 101.9 Port St. Joe, 102.1 Mariana. Be right back.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. College football lives here. The rivalries, the tradition, and the biggest fans. Listen live in a rich audio experience you can only hear on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida and the ESPN Northwest Florida app.
Sponsored locally by PCB Coins and Cards, the Patch Boys of Panama City, and Jin Jin Super King Buffet.
Good Tuesday morning. This Canadian high is going to stick around for a while. No rain expected for today, tonight, and Wednesday. Mostly sunny during the day, mostly clear at night. Low 80s during the day, low 60s at night. And light northeast winds. The water temperature in the Gulf of Mexico is holding at 83. This weather forecast has been brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. For 104.3 and 102.1 ESPN Northwest Florida, I'm meteorologist Tim Root.
Hi, it's Coach James Hale. Keeping your car looking great is easy as 1, 2, 3 at Blue Sky Express Car Wash. By joining their monthly wash club, you'll get the best bang for your buck. And just 2 car washes, your monthly membership pays for itself. Don't miss the summer deal where all your monthly memberships are 50% off on your first month, starting at $9.99 a month. Become a member today at Blue Sky Express Car Wash on Bat Beach Road, right next to Home Depot. Tell them Coach Hale sent you.
Bay Breeze Bait and Tackle, this is Tim.
Do y'all sell bait?
Yes, we seasonally stock live shrimp, live bull minnows, live sand fleas, live fiddler crabs, earthworms, night crawlers, crickets. We also stock frozen shrimp, sand fleas, mullets, squid, pre-rigged ballyhoo, bonita, stingray, cigar minnows, Boston mackerel, Spanish mackerel, and a few other miscellaneous baits. It's worth the drive to buy premium locally sourced bait from Bay Breeze Bait and Tackle, located directly off Highway 98 on the west end of Panama City Beach.
The #1 SEC call-in show is now twice as big. It's double the Paul Feinbaum Show. Weeknights starting at 6.
Okay, but also go faster.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Saturdays Down South every week releases a new SEC Power Rankings. This is the worst to best teams in the SEC. We still got Michigan Eddie. Coming in at number 14, we got Vandy with a 3-2 record. We got number 13. It's sad. My great state of Alabama. Auburn Tigers is 13th best team in the SEC. They're 3-2. Missouri, number 12 in the SEC. They're 2-4. Number 11, South Carolina, 3-2. And can you believe this, Jim? You make $9.5 million a year. Your team is 10th worst team in the SEC. The 3-2 Texas A&M. Florida Gators at number 9, 2-2. I think Florida's 3-2 now. They won the other day. 3-2. Yeah. Number 8 LSU was 4-1. Number 7 Kentucky. Wow. 7 Kentucky, 4-1. Arkansas is number 6, 3-2. Mississippi State is your top 5, 4-1. Ole Miss at number 4, 5-0. Number 3, Tennessee, 4-0. Number 2, Alabama, 5-0. And they still have Georgia as the best team in the SEC, 5-0. Could this Iron Bowl be huge this year if Mississippi State wins out? They could actually play for the West Championship, Mississippi State and Ole Miss.
In the Egg Bowl, baby.
In the Egg Bowl.
I was going to say,
Thursday
you
night.
Give some love to the state of Mississippi, man.
Yeah. Well, what about Tennessee? Yeah. Tennessee could go undefeated. They could go in and give. They're going to give Texas. They're going to give Georgia all they want. They're going to give Alabama all they want. I'm worried about this football game here.
The Georgia game, is that in Georgia or in Tennessee?
The Georgia game, Tennessee's on the road against Georgia. They get Alabama at home. Okay. So that's 2 huge football. We got Michigan. Michigan, we got you?
Of course you do. Go with Truck Series. We're going to have to what's up?
I want to ask you something.
Ask me.
Because you're a huge college football fan, and that's the reason I love you. And you're also in the military.
And I support all your sponsors, too, by the way, Coach.
I'm talking. And you're a great father. That's what I love about him the most. He loves his family. He loves his wife. He loves his kids. He lives the right kind of way. I love that about him.
Try to.
Michigan, let me ask you this. What do you feel about – I don't like how they're treating these college coaches. I know they're making all kind of money. But to fire a guy after 4 or 5 games, even Nebraska – I mean, after what, Jim, was it 3 games they fired him? I know it was terrible and everything, but why didn't you just fire him last year if you're going to do that?
Right.
And then you fire the guy at Colorado. You fire the guy at Arizona State, which I can see that. But why didn't you fire him last year instead of the middle of the season? I think it affects the players that these guys came to the school to play for. I don't like this. What's your thoughts on it? Are you okay with them firing people quickly? I guess a contract doesn't mean anything on either side.
Well, one, I don't feel sorry for the coach because they're getting millions of dollars in the buyout, right? Number one. Number two, the coach has kind of started all this mess, just leaving and taking jobs and all that. Now you got players that have no loyalty to the schools now. So if the coaches can do it, they might not be here. Then let's go. But here's the thing: when it comes to firing mid-season, I don't agree with it. You should have fired them before or wait till the end. But then you got this new recruiting system and all that stuff. So that plays a factor in it. And maybe the AD and the administration is trying to give the coaches, okay, we'll give you a little bit of rope. We won't fire you yet. But if we see in the first 5 or 6 games it's not going well, we might have to terminate your contract. So it is what it is. It's the nature of the business. You know that better than all of us coaches. Coach Jim Bob Cooter and Coach Hale, you were coaches. You know it better than anybody else.
I know what it is. I don't like it. I know what it is. I don't like it. You know, it's like you said earlier. If you're going to fire me before the season starts. Go get your guy. Don't let me go in there and let me finish my job. Let me go finish the season out. Even if it's at the end of the year, let this finish the thing. In the old days, they did that. They wouldn't fire you after the season. Now they fire you left and right.
What's college football about now?
It's always been about winning. It's always
it's about money. Money.
Well, I mean, that doesn't make any sense. If it's all about the money, that doesn't make any sense. It's all about money. You're going to fire a guy. You're going to pay him off. You got to pay his coaching staff off. They must have a lot. It's like our government. We don't have the money, but we keep spending it.
But here's the thing, though. Let's say in the long run, by firing a guy now, it might seem like a lot, but in the long run, you're going to make more money. Cut your losses now so you can earn more later. Make sense?
No, it does not.
It does. It does make sense. Because if you don't have sponsors and the boosters put money in the program, because they're mad at the coach you got now that's losing,
let's pay somebody
$21
million and let's go sign somebody else for another $50 million. I don't know. Maybe it makes sense to him.
You got to think of all the other
Ethan Boyd, does that make sense to
money.
No, I feel you feel the worst for the players, though. I think
we came to play for these guys.
Earlier, like I said,
Wisconsin running backs all upset.
Yeah, the coach. They bought in, right? Like, and the players, especially right now, it's not easy to buy in because it's like, hey, if I'm not starting, I'll just go somewhere else and start. So when they fully do buy in and they stay there for 3 or 4 years for this coach and then he's out, I mean, it kind of stinks to them. And I understand the coach; they're getting paid, but I think, like you said, they went through this whole offseason themselves. They
get rid of them before the season,
right? They made adjustments. They made coaching changes. And Nebraska, he fired his entire staff and brought in new guys, and it didn't work. I get it, but like you said, it's like, man, like it kind of stinks. It's a tough situation because I do see both sides. I also saying from the administration side, like, fans stop coming, this and that. Border regions are getting upset. Blah blah blah. They're not. I'm not giving you money if you don't fire the coach. But I still think it's like, man, like if you've gone this far. You need to commit to me for the year. Even if you just if you put it out there like, hey, listen, like he's gone. We're firing him, but we're gonna let him finish the season. Kind of like they did with Coach O. I mean, it was out earlier that he was gone. He was not coming back next year.
You don't think Harson's gone?
But they let him finish the year.
Yeah, it's like Auburn.
Yeah, let him finish the year.
Yeah. I don't know if you made a commitment. It's like our whole society now. You get married, used to be a lifetime thing. First time you get in arguments, first time they break up, and you see all these divorces, families splitting up. It's like the lack of discipline in our country is sad. The corruption in this country is sad. And it's in sports and in everything.
Preach.
It's in everything.
Hey, can I say something? By the way, Coach Leopold's from Wisconsin. He went to Wisconsin Whitewater. Back in the day, his high school name was Air Jefferson because he's from Jefferson, Wisconsin. All right, go ahead, Coach.
That was good.
Talk about the country.
That was good. That was excellent, Michigan. How much time we got? Hey, I do want to give you some love. I do think Michigan's pretty good, Jim. The more I watch them,
No,
I'm
they're
like,
good.
they're not.
They're solid.
It's not going to be.
I'm not sold on old J.J. McCarthy. But
He looked good last week. I wasn't sold either, but he grew up last week, Coach Jim Bob Cooter.
I watched part of it. I watched a good bit of the first half, and then Iowa they might have the worst offense in the history of college football.
Didn't I say that?
They're pitiful.
They're worse than Northwestern.
Yeah, I mean, I'm serious. They're pitiful. They can't score. They can't throw. They can't run. I mean, it's like, what is happening?
That's surprising for an Iowa team that can't run now. Usually they got a pretty good running game.
I do believe they're going to be undefeated when they play Ohio State.
Who's that, Michigan? Yeah, I think so.
really do. That's going to be
Yeah,
something
I
special.
believe that.
That would be really great at the end of the year if you got Ohio State, Michigan undefeated. And
It's going to be two SEC, two Big Ten teams in the playoff.
I know some SEC people get mad right now, but it'd be kind of cool, too, at the end of the year to see Georgia, Alabama both undefeated.
Right.
And it'd be really and truly, you could have 3 teams. There's your super conference. You could have 3 of them for sure in there.
Right.
If I still think if Ohio State loses in a close game and Michigan wins out, you could get both of them in there. I don't know if Michigan's got the big enough name. Because, you know what I'm saying, they have not won a national championship in a long time.
Oh, Lord. So what do you think about Georgia? Last 2 games, they have not looked good at all. That's
I
2 in a
thought
row.
Missouri was going to get them. I really did. That really surprised me.
I felt bad for that Missouri kicker. He kicked his butt off, making up for what happened at Auburn.
Did you see the runner, I think it was the fullback, one of the running backs, all the way to like the foot-yard line?
Yeah.
If he would have scored, that'd have been. They had to settle for a field goal. You have first and goal from the foot. They had a motion penalty. They drop him back 5 yards. They had to kick a field goal. That was a big play. If he would have scored, that would have put even more pressure on Georgia. Right. I still think Georgia would have came back and won the game, though. Georgia, hey, you wait. Kirby's gonna have them ready to go. Don't worry about Georgia.
Dabo has Clemson back on the right track. You gotta give props there.
You gotta give him some credit. He's doing a good job. They're playing hard.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I can't wait to the FSU game. I just got a feeling. I just got a gut.
I might go to that.
Yeah,
Heck, I might go to Bama A&M this weekend. Take a little Eddie up there.
You ought to go. I'll be up there. Wave to me. You can buy me a Coke.
They're giving away tickets for free, I heard.
Yeah, Ethan's got 2. He'll give you. You're not going to go, Ethan? You going to sell those? Can we give them to Michigan? We can't. Okay.
Charge
Can I buy them off you?
No. Oh, hey, Michigan, we got to go, brother. Call back tomorrow.
Hey, Coach, real quick. Battle Beach, go Sharks. Beat BPA today, 4 o'clock. Coach Jim Bob Cooter, Coach Hale, see you there. Go Blue Trucks, Arizona. Bring up Tony's back Tyndall. Paparazzi, see you. I'm out.
Go Michigan. All right. Jim Bob, we got you Friday.
Yeah, I'll be here.
Are
we going to be here or are we going to be the other place?
We're going to be here, baby. We're going to be here. Looks like next week we'll be over there.
Okay.
Ethan, you coming Thursday?
Yes.
Okay, good. I got to talk to you, by the way. All right, John, you going to be here tomorrow?
No.
Okay, I'm not either. No, I'll be,
Physically or mentally?
I hadn't been here all week mentally. I don't know what's going on with me. Yeah, I do know. You get abused when you're abused at home. You know, Jim. You know what I put up with, don't you? You know how bad it is.
Hey, don't forget our contest we're going to be giving away in December the 3rd.
What month?
December the 3rd.
2 months from now.
December the 3rd. You like me?
Never mind.
I'm rubbing off on you.
Oh my God.
All right, we're out of here. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. 102.1 Mariana, 101.9 Port St. Joe.
Bigger and better than ever. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida has your chance to win a trip of a lifetime again. We just sent Ron to see the Atlanta Braves at beautiful Truist Park.
Thank you so much.
Next, we're sending you to the SEC Championship